this hotel. There's a party in that lobby, but be careful who you mess with, cause a hotel everybody. Miami where all that ass from, and the girlfriends got one too. Now it ain't my birthday, baby, but I wanna see you in her in your birthday suits. I was like, hey, she was like, yo. I was like, bowling, she was like, so. Wanna hit BTs, wanna hit Scarlets, wanna hit Tootsies, baby, let's go. She was more like Inca, I'm talking about a killer. I put her on the mic, beat it up like Thriller. She the best friend, said bring one more, another bad one. You already know, for sure. Damn, I love Miami. These girls speak my language. Russian roulette, sexy. Body speaking Spanish. Damn, I love Miami. Damn, Miami loves me. Damn, I love Miami. There's nothing like it, trust me. I got big decisions. I got two brunettes and a blonde one. On the yacht getting butt booty naked. Nah, that's Miami problem. They titties look just like Baywatch, but they ass from the 305. You can do a lot on Deco Drive, or you can do a lot on my Deco now. She said, hey, I said, dímelo. She was too hot, I couldn't say no. So I closed the tab, jumped straight in the car when I'm straight, got ocho, yeah, straight to the mo. She was like a rico when I was all in her. And if you go to Kendall, they all Kendall Jenners. Now you out of towners know what time it is. 305, welcome to the crib. Damn, I love Miami. These girls speak my language. Russian roulette, sexy. Body speaking Spanish. Damn, I love Miami. Damn, Miami loves me. Damn, I love Miami. There's nothing like it, trust me. I always say I got that geek, that little man, I got that too. Dream War got that geek, that little A, they got that too. Leo got that geek, that no Locker got that too. Kansas City got that geek, that Liberty City got that too. Damn, I love Miami. These girls speak my language. Russian roulette, sexy. Body speaking Spanish. Damn, I love Miami. Damn, Miami loves me. Damn, I love Miami. There's nothing like it, trust me. Homestead got that geek down, and Groove they got that too. Ray they got that geek down, and P-Ran got that too. Miami has got that geek down, and Richmond has got that too. Yeah, they got that geek down, and all the time they got that too. A little bit of magic, a little.
We are live for the eNASCAR Coca-Cola iRacing Series finale from the Homestead-Miami Speedway. To my left, the one, the only, at least I can assume the one, the only, Glyphix.
Mr. 702 worldwide.
And to my in the right corner, from Charlotte, North Carolina. Where is?
No, you gotta stick with the meme if you're gonna do the meme.
All right, who are you?
You gotta say Kannapolis, North Carolina.
Ah, Kannapolis, yes.
There you go.
Real Racetown, USA.
Restart. Go ahead.
In the right corner, from Kannapolis, North Carolina. Woo! Bye. Nacho Libre. Well, we have arrived. We've arrived at the conclusion of the season. Unfortunately, none of our drivers, neither of our drivers, I should say, going for the championship today. We still have the team championship on the line. We have the spectator. We are spectators in that, unfortunately.
You know, we don't need to skip it though. We did win 2 awards today.
We did. We got first place. Michael Guest was the Gas Guzzler Award, and we were second place for the best delivery of the series. So I think we've already got the gold and the silver. Hopefully we get some more later on today.
Hey, I'm good with.
You can move in, by the way. I don't bite.
He does a little bit. You'll bite your nipple.
Go back to the
on
balls.
Also, what's up, Tony? Welcome in already. Right on time.
That is Charlotte right there.
I got to be there.
Hall of Fame.
We have been there.
4 drivers set their sights on
Funny
history.
enough, like when we were
In the shadow
the first ever
of the
time
Queen City
that we went there
for a
was last
16th
year.
time.
Like I don't know,
A
you probably
title
did that a lot
fight
more.
is
Zach.
renewed.
Yep.
No, that was your first time too.
That was my first time, man.
So both our first times, and you know, like the
A
story I
Connecticut
told her
paint
this long ago.
looking to
They
revive
invited
his
us out
past
to
glory.
see what NASCAR is about, and this is the event that made me want to be in NASCAR.
Carolina's favorite
And
son
then
clawing
Zach
his
said, "Hey,
route back to the mountains.
let's fucking do it." And I was like, "All right, Zach."
Yep.
But I don't know what to do. So.
And the rest is history.
We're gonna go fast and we're gonna go left. That's what we're gonna do.
At least that is the
record
hope.
book
That is the aim.
can
So,
find.
for our 2 drivers, Michael Guest and Malik Red, Michael finds himself plus 29 of the relegation line. I think for the most part, let me knock on
And a
some wood
young
here,
California
should be safe.
line He's
The
trying
19
to
race,
steal
he'll
the
be guaranteed
spotlight
into the series
for
next year, but
himself.
from Malik Ray, only +4.
You know, statistically, it would take like a win or a top 5 finish and Michael to finish last place to fall out there. So there's still a chance he can fall out, but the likelihood, as long as he stays safe, even if he gets a top 30 finish, he'll pass qualifying to the next season.
Have a shot. So we've got that on the plate, first and foremost, see if both of our guys can stay above the relegation line. And then we have the team's championship.
in the card. That's really all I want to do.
We are not... I think we can still jump one spot. I know there's a clump of teams around us.
Mathematically, there's no way for us to win.
Money. Money.
You're gonna have to scoot in. I can't hear you.
But there's still pride.
Well, that sounds like a you problem.
No, you gotta scoot in, buddy.
Man, I was so comfy. I have these nice checkered flag pillows. I had one on my back from Petrol.
Oh, it's cooking in the
Oh
kitchen.
my god, I just
Oh.
looked at that too. I thought it was you first.
Wait.
Dale Earnhardt.
Ah,
No, I was saying it's my
yeah, he's like Arby's. He's got the meat.
You know who we're missing today? Rad. Where the fuck are you, Rad?
And Dreamer. And Havoc.
Yeah.
But you got me today.
That's true.
Well,
I haven't been at a watch party in a few months.
Since we have the
It's
GGL.
because he doesn't
Yeah.
like you staring at the camera right
Oh
now.
no. There's Rad.
It's because I love you guys.
Nobody told me, bro.
Bro. Good. Whiskey.
There's only been like 3 or 4 posts about it. So
Yeah.
fun fact, my mom works in that building that's blue and pink right there.
They're all kind of blue and pink.
The tall one.
Futuristic looking one.
The tall one's top left.
The road
The blue
to
and pink.
$500,000
That's got, like, the archway going over it.
reaches
That's
its
the Wells
epic
Fargo building.
conclusion here
So
tonight.
mom works in that
Live
building.
from the NASCAR
You
Hall
have Bank of
Fame.
America Stadium
This
like
is
off to the
round
left
number
there.
18
You can see it.
of the
That's where the Panthers play.
2025
I've only ever seen it from a bar
eNASCAR
stuck in horrific traffic.
Coca-Cola
Oh god.
iRacing
Yeah.
Series.
Sounds
So-
about right.
We're also
Tonight
live
we
on
will
YouTube,
crown
ladies and gentlemen. So if you guys are
champion
watching on
of the
YouTube,
NASCAR Cup
make sure you
Series
guys
and
like the
crown another
video.
$100,000
Go like the video right now. It helps the
but not
algorithm.
before the
Leave a
final
comment.
100 laps of the
Leave a middle
season
finger to Hyro.
virtually
That's crazy.
Over in Homestead-Miami.
I got my
We're happy that
YouTube
you're with
chat
us
up.
on the
He's got-
iRacing
they got the
Esports
kick
Network
chats
with
up.
myself, Evan
We're
Pazuko,
rocking and
and
rolling.
Bueno with me at the desk. And KP,
So if
it's
you're
been a
not on
long
YouTube,
year.
you don't love
It's been a dominant year for some. It's
If
been a
you're not on
struggle for
Kick, you
others.
don't love
The
me or
4
Dina.
best, this is their moment.
And you hate
This may be
puppies.
the best
Don't
championship
hate
war
puppies.
we've
Some of
ever
the puppies
seen.
just
In
don't-
the
yeah.
NASCAR
Man, that smells
competition,
good. I'm sorry.
several
I
former
haven't eaten yet
champions,
today.
one driver who's
And
still
that
trying
smell,
to make a
you know,
name
like
for
the
himself
like the
in terms of
cartoonist
being a
with like the
champion in
pie
this
sitting on the
series. It's
windowsill.
been a
You're
wonderful
you're
day
floating.
so
Yeah,
far. Getting
yeah,
all the
exactly.
fans,
That's
everybody
where I'm
packed
sitting at. They
into
make
this
good stuff here
NASCAR
at
Hall of
Festival
Fame in Uptown
You know, not
Charlotte.
throwing your
And we're
face
in
for you
for
to
a
shut up earlier.
fantastic show
We
at
got
a
you
track
Taco
that's
Bell.
known
We
to
had Taco
test
Bell like
many,
right
but is
before
of course one of
came in.
championship
I thought
pedigree.
And for some of our championship
I haven't had
competitors,
Taco Bell in a
this
while.
setting
So funny
is
enough, my
not
wife was gonna.
unfamiliar.
She's like,
Several of
"You
these
want Taco
drivers
Bell?"
have been here in
And I
this
was like,
hall
"No, I don't want
before,
Taco Bell. We
winning
ate
a title
NW
in
Qdoba's.
front of a live audience, something that is very different than what they're normally doing when they are at home.
but funny
Others
enough,
have not.
the
It would be a
we get Taco Bell
unique
yesterday.
test for them.
Qdoba,
As always,
underrated.
remember,
I'll throw us-
NASCAR fan
All right, so I have to
awards
ask,
members
Dina,
enter tonight's
you've done
field. It's
iRacing a lot more than any of us
25 on
in
your
this
member
room.
dashboard. Lock that in,
What
score
is your
50
favorite
points, and I
track
know
to
it's the
drive
end of the
and
year,
car?
but if
Track
you
and
haven't
car
signed up
combination.
yet, it's
I mean,
never too late to do
Indianapolis
so.
in
Go
a
to
in an IndyCar is cool, but
NASCAR.com
Indianapolis in a NASCAR Cup car is
rewards
actually really
or
fun.
scan
I
the
really,
QR
really
code
enjoy that.
to sign
This
up
is up
now.
there. This
Is
and
it?
the Homestead-Miami in a Cup car.
Well, this
You
is
can
a
go
familiar
anywhere. You can run the
place.
bottom if you're a guy that
Homestead-Miami
likes a
Speedway
rib
has
rider on the
hosted
top,
more
like a
eNASCAR
Dale Earnhardt or a Kyle
championship
Larson. You can
races
do that.
than any
If you want to do
other
the
race
middle
on
line and go in
calendar.
between, like
So
you
it's
can
going
you have a
to
lot
be
of
exciting,
options
but
here on
we've
like
seen some
places
thrillers
like Phoenix
for
or
wide with
Chicago
championship
Street
four
Course.
competitors
Fuck
at times.
Chicago,
We've
dude.
seen others where there has been
So, this is
a
one of the better
car.
tracks. I mean,
If
for
you're just
sure.
joining
I
us,
think
we mentioned at the
for me,
end
a
of
top
Countdown
5
to Green.
oval.
I
It
may
is
have a
Steve
new favorite.
Wilson on the pole
And I don't want to say
position.
bias when I say
Coming into
this,
one,
because
and
the
you
first
put
time I
the
drove it
favorite
was last
arguably
night.
in the number 1 spot.
I
He's got a
bought
lot
it in
vengeance, too.
anticipation
From last
of
season,
the
he
race
was
this
leading
weekend.
the entire way
But
to the
the
championship
current
four.
week,
It
the
took one
Xfinity
green flag
Series is
restart at the
on
end of that race
Vegas.
for Parker
Yeah.
White to
So I
make
did
that
have
move
the
for
pleasure of
White,
jumping
take
into
the
it
championship
was
away. So
90
for Wilson,
laps
I
last
know
night.
Oh, you
amongst
did
these
you did
four,
some
all
B
been
open.
very
Yeah,
hungry.
I did.
Wilson
It was a
might
lot
be
of
the
fun.
hungriest,
We
especially
had a caution
considering
in the like
fact that
first
he's
10
put
laps, and then it
together
was green
the
the rest of the
best
way.
single
Oh, so you actually had
season
green flag
record
pit
of any
stops.
NASCAR
Yeah.
driver
Did you
in history.
speed?
Well,
No,
qualifying is
better
no,
than
the
no.
only
I did the
thing
first
that
time I
matters.
did it in the
Is
truck
taking
series. I
tributes
did.
to
I did get
drivers.
caught.
Oh,
Oh, it was no, it was bad. I got caught
Driver
jumping
intros.
the gun. I thought I was behind second place, so I started
8
third.
months,
I thought I
17
jumped
races, and
second
over
and got him, but I was just like
1,700
a tad bit ahead of him going to start.
Oh, dear.
Black flag there. Came back around. There was a wreck coming out of turn 3. I had to dive into the pits to avoid the wreck.
Oh, that doesn't count. That's not real speeding.
And so got another black flag, and then evidently I didn't exit or enter the track safely. I was like I got 3 black flags in the span of 1 lap.
Needless to say, that was the end of that race.
Championship 4.
It's the unplug the Ethernet cable
A fan
strategy.
favorite in the garage and one of the most
I was
talented
so
all-around
mad at
drivers in
myself.
sim racing.
The whole
He's
time,
one of
every
3
time you would
previous
pop,
champions in the
I
running
was
tonight
like,
and trying to
fuck
be
you,
the
Tony.
second ever driver to win multiple championships in series history.
Poor
From
Tony.
down the road
Let me
in
tell you,
Rapids,
Tony is a
North
trooper.
Carolina,
I started that race last
Kansas
night.
City
Tony's like, all right,
Pioneers,
I'm going
and
to stay
the
for 20
number
minutes.
24 Chevy.
And I was like,
It's
well,
your
this is a 90-lap
2022
race. Take about 30 seconds a
champion.
lap.
Fast, quicker than
We're probably
quick.
looking at like
It's
45-minute
Casey
race here.
Kerwin.
He's like, all right, I'll stay for the first 20. He stayed the entire race.
Hey, it's easy to get sucked
Oh, there's
into.
Casey.
Shout out the Pioneers, our friends from Kansas City.
No.
Our
They're-
frenemies.
No.
No, not even that.
Fuck them right now.
Damn.
We'll be friends afterward.
The only driver in the
we're
championship
not in
4 without his
championship,
name.
I don't give a shit. We can still win this race.
Hey, my boy, my Southern California karting friend, Vicente Salas. Also is my pick tonight. So for you two, between Casey Kerwin, Zach Novak, this man, Vicente Salas, already coming off a win at Phoenix, I'm not biased at all, and Steven Wilson, the guy that shattered every record this season. Who are we going for the championship? What's your pick? You first, fight.
That's a tough one. Why'd you have to make me go first?
Got me messed up.
Um,
Me messed up.
I'm going to go with our friends over in KCP. I'm going to go Kerwin.
That's a more than fair bet.
Add greatness in the
I'm go-
championship 4 tonight. He
I'm
snapped
gonna go
a long winless streak this
what's his
season,
name?
but can he
Vicente?
end this
Vicente
run
Salas.
with the
Vicente.
ultimate prize in
Vicente.
eNASCAR?
Vicente
From
Salas.
Clinton, Connecticut, driving
Bueno.
the number 2
Muy bueno.
Toyota for one of the biggest names in action sports.
I'm hoping it's
Travis
Vicente.
Pastrana's Channel
He was the
199
pole
sim
sitter here
racing.
last year.
Looking
Led
to
over half the
crown
race,
his
kind of got screwed over by some
dynasty
strategy at the end of it. So
It's Zach
I think
Novak.
if he's brought the same speed that he brought to Phoenix, this one's yours, Vicente.
We were there for that that shenanigans last year. We were there for the shenanigans last year.
Right. Man, can we get some energy out of these guys? Come on now.
After falling one corner short of being a 2-time champion last year, your 2023 winner has come back to take another shot at greatness. With a record-breaking 7 wins this season, he says
Shit
the
on
only
him.
other accolade that matters
Zach
to him
Novak.
now is
Zach
being
Novak is the driver of the
GOAT,
two-car. He won at
trying to
Texas.
cap off a season of domination
He's the one
with
that
the
dressed-
greatest prize of all.
Yeah, he's one of the
from
4.
Iowa City, Iowa,
nice.
driving the number
So,
77
the
Chevrolet
friend
for
that-
NASCAR Team Spire
Oh, wow.
Sports.
His
Go
little
Hawks!
brother.
It's Steven Wilson.
Small world.
Yeah.
Okay.
He was so funny enough, Zach, you would know this. Remember Spider from RF7?
Yeah.
That's his little brother.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Oh, small world.
Damn. Is he on YouTube? Oh, I thought you were talking to him. Brought it up.
No, I was like DMing him.
Well, there
About
are
the,
the
the
four
guy that DM'd
drivers
us
who
about the
will
livery.
fight for the
Oh,
championship
okay,
this
okay.
season
Yeah.
here in 2025.
Come on, Glyph. You can't
Hope he's
pronounce
doing well.
these.
Let's look at the tail of the tape
for
with some of these guys. You're looking at 3 drivers who have already
Shane?
won an eNASCAR championship, and that's pretty unheard of in kind of this current era. I think we're on a
Salas.
string of 6 or 7 consecutive new champions. So to have 3 of our 4 who have been here, done this, with the exception
Jeez.
of Zach Novak,
Acid
2019 champ,
reflex.
a little bit of a different setting, but not have pressure. He did that one on live TV. It's a very different looking, I would say, field of 4 than what we're used to. It is
Why would I
stacked to your
buy
point.
you a drink
It
that you
is
got for
very
free?
conclusive that this championship 4 is
You
entirely
don't need a
top
drink.
heavy, and that's been
Check
reflective
out
of this
that-
entire
the quad
2025
monitor. Oh
season.
my
Only
God.
6 different winners. That's the lowest that we've ever seen
this
in the
is set up
16-year history of this
different than last
NASCAR
time,
Coca-Cola iRacing series. And we
So
knew that
all their
midway through the
setups
season, Evan,
are
several
based on
different
their
wins by
specifications.
Wilson, then the
So
hot
this
streak
is
by
typically
Tucker
what they would
Mitchell,
be
then
running
Vicente
at home.
Salas. All of a sudden, it
Scratch
started
that.
getting hot in the middle of the
The
summer.
monitors
Zach
and
Novak
everything else
finding his way
is
back
is
to
their
the
own.
checkered
But
flag at
SimSeats
Texas
actually
Motor
provides
Speedway
the
in
setups
an
themselves.
illustrious
So
victory
there
to get
is
him
a
back
small
to
variable.
this
Maybe there's some
championship for a moment and a chance at
uncomfortabilities
$100,000.
for
So
these drivers.
it has been very top heavy.
But
It's
they,
all about
you know,
experience.
to his point, there is some very variabilities,
even
but
though
is
he hasn't
as
been to this
close
championship before,
as they can
he holds
possibly
a
get
lot of
to,
races, a
which
lot
I
of
think is
time
one of
in
the
his
things I
series
like
on
about
his
iRacing.
pedigree.
So like when
he
you play
really
Call of
is one
Duty
the most
or
competitive,
Halo
maybe
or
the most
whatever,
high-level we'll
it's
ever see.
pretty much the
And you
same.
wonder if
There's
there's a
not
little bit of
much
help that the
difference
repetition
in
does,
style
right?
of
You've
what
been
you
to an
can do.
event like
Yeah.
this, the
But with
first time you're
iRacing,
out of
I
your
mean, there's
space,
different
we'll call
wheels,
it.
there's
These
different
drivers have been
I mean,
given
even
the
down to
pedals
seating
and the-
positions.
yeah.
That's kind of I at home I'm more of a like sit up kind of GT style, but
Same, yep.
at the land events that I've been to, they're
bit of a
formula
difference
style,
is,
so you sit with your
they hear
ankles
us
above
talking
your
about
butt.
it right
That
now.
it's
and
very
they also have
different.
the live
So
audience,
irritating.
but
I don't
the
like
peripherals
sitting
are
like that.
different.
I hate
It's
it.
gonna be the same
Can't stand
monitors,
it.
the same wheel, the same side tables, right? Everything is
I'm ready.
carefully curated to put
I'm
these
ready.
drivers in a
I'm ready to go
ready.
racing.
I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. All right, let's see how many shoes we have off.
Ignore the fact that you maybe have 10 or 15
All right, there's
I
one.
hate it.
There's one right there.
Dude.
Kerwin's got his shoes off.
And when we
Yeah,
talked
he's
to
in-
the
he's
Sensei
socking.
Salas
I'm
in the
also
hours
socking.
leading
You
up
race
to
barefoot?
this race, he told
I
us
do.
that
I do
basically
actually race
everything
barefoot.
But the
You race
peripherals is
barefoot?
what
Yeah.
he's used to at home.
Heathen.
That's what every
I
other driver's gonna have to
don't
get
like
used to,
wearing
but
socks when I'm at
knowing
home.
everything
I don't
yesterday,
like
they were
anything
all
on my
cool,
feet.
very
I'm
composed, they're
usually
ready
like
for
I'll
this
walk barefoot around the
championship
house, but I
And
cannot
we are
sim
ready
race
for this championship
barefoot.
race
Can't do it.
as well. So to get
Why?
things
Just not
underway,
comfortable.
we'll toss them over
Like,
to
what makes
tonight's
it not
Brand
comfortable?
Marshall,
Like
is
it- my feet
three-time
stick.
Cup Series champion.
See, I don't have that
Joey
problem.
Logano.
Actually,
Hey, what's
actually
up,
have a
everybody?
heated blanket
Welcome
on
to
top of
the
me too.
Oh my
while I do
Coca-Cola
it.
iRacing
This guy's got the
season
Maybach
finale,
for
the championship race. This is what it's
comfortability.
all about.
Yeah.
$100,000 on the line tonight, guys.
$100,000.
Huge.
His
I
mic
can't
is
wait
going
to
up.
watch the race.
Why-
Without
why
further
built like
ado,
that?
let's start this thing.
Fight me
Drivers,
barefoot?
start your engines.
Wow.
Listen, they used to make fun of me in college because I would walk around campus barefoot.
Like just around.
Yeah,
the camp? Oh.
that was a normal
Races
thing.
barefoot, but puts gloves on to touch steering wheel. Make it make sense.
Hey, I'm also Team Glove.
Because the pedals are
Well, let's go
made out of
trackside
metal,
and take a look at
and
your
the steering wheel's
Coca-Cola
made out of a
starting
very nice
grid.
leather.
And we
So you
mentioned
don't
it
want
earlier,
your oils on
Steven
your hands
Wilson
to mess up the
will
leather
start
steering
from
wheel.
pole position. He
You
has
want
a
your dry skin.
1.66
It's made out of
average
metal.
finish
It's not
at
as-
this racetrack.
On metal?
In the next gen era.
Yeah, the pedals are
Inspire
metal.
Motorsport 77 is
I'll buy
on
a
pole,
flame torch
and he's
just so
next
I
to
can
the
heat up
FPRXL
the
eRacing number 12 machine of Ryan Luza.
We're gonna really race Inferno style.
We'll see the next pair lined up inside of the Channel
Well,
199 Sim Racing.
I did not
199
see
Dylan Duvall.
any
He's next
white
to
and
VS
gold or black and
Competition
gold
89
flames in
machine
that close-up
of
shot. Hopefully
Jordy
we're hitting just out of
Lopez.
camera.
Row number 3, we'll see
Now,
Tucker
if
Minter
it's
on the
true to Mike
inside,
fashion, he is
Byron
going to start at the back.
97,
But
and to the
he's gonna
outside
start at-
end,
That's why
almost
he's the gas
always
guzzler.
in this championship 4. It's
Come
the
on,
ERA
come on. Oh, I think
Sports
no,
22
that's
Bobby
Femi.
Zelensky in the number 6
I think
position.
we're all the way
Back
back.
on row 4.
Oh,
Nick
no.
Yeah,
will
we're all
not
the way
requalify
back.
Yeah,
for
we're
this
still
series
going.
next year.
Wait.
It has been a rough year for that
Oh,
driver in
man,
the
that's-
25 machine. What can he
There's
do
one.
tonight?
That was
And
Michael.
second
There's
of
the
your-
lead.
of your championship
So,
cars.
yeah, we're about
Channel
30th, I
199
think.
machine will roll from the number 8 position. Matthew Zawad
Not good.
filling in tonight once more.
We're
He's on
like
inside number
34th.
5 in a Jim Beaver 15, and to his outside,
Less
Graham
than
Boland.
ideal.
And the Pioneers,
Yeah, so we're
48.
sitting
That
about
brings us
28
through
to
your top
34.
10.
But
Back
hey,
in
like
row
I said,
number
this is a
6, you'll
track where
find
you
the other
can
end of the
spread out.
FGR
You know, you
Racing
don't have
Excel
to sit in the
cars,
dirty of the
that's
car in
the
front. You
14
can move around. You can
Merchant
save
with the
tires.
Inspire
Tires will
Motorsports
be a
number
big thing
7 of
today.
Femi
Is it a 1.5 mile
Olsen
track?
trying to go for the
It
win tonight
is. It's
and
how
the
Atlanta
Inspire
used to be before they
Motorsports Team
reconfigured it, but it's still a mile and a
Back in
half.
row number 7, a pair
And,
of main
what degree
names, starting
banks
with
do we
the 6
have
Karma,
in the corners?
number
Not a
39,
damn
Daniel
clue.
Buckingham, and the former
say.
series
Not a damn
champion
clue. I mean,
last
I've been
season
somewhere
of
around
Sim
between
Racing.
30 and
Parker
40
White
degrees
won
of
this
banking,
race
but not
last
quite
year
as
to
much as
claim the
Daytona.
title. He's going to try to get his
Probably
second
like 5 degrees
Homestead
less,
victory.
whatever that would be.
Another driver
Bro,
trying to
we're
get a
at
win from
row
Miami is
8
Donovan Strauss, the other end of the Atlassian Williams
Well,
Sim
row
Racing.
10 is
Won this
20.
race
We
back
were
in
probably gonna be like row
2023
14
with
if I had to
Brian
guess.
Mercurio,
Oh
called the
my
Dr. Bob in the 69 for E-Racer on the outside.
Ooh,
in 16th
Casey.
place. Then for BS Plus competition, Garrett Lowe
But
rolls
here's the
off to
thing,
his
at
number
a place
99
like
from the
Homestead, you
inside
can
of
set
row
the
9.
car up to go
And
fast
one of
over
our
one lap,
championship four,
and you can
Kansas
also
City
set it up to go
Pioneers
fast
driver
over
Casey
multiple
Kerwin,
laps. So even though these
2022
qualifying
Coke
efforts
Series
don't look
champion,
particularly
trying
great,
to
it's
do
not
it all
necessarily
over
a
again.
race
And then
killer.
those two in row number 10,
you know,
paired
I'll
with
say
Mark
that somebody will
Esports
get spun at
teammates,
turn
Tommy
1
Scott
and
on the
wipe out
inside
Casey
of
determined.
And
But
Connor Euroshak searching
Well,
for
as
rookie of
a
the year
reminder
honors
too,
with the
while
checkered flag
they are
policy
racing
starts
to
in
win
20th.
this
Coming off
race,
of a career best
the
as
top
well.
4
Second
only
half
have
of the
to
field,
beat each
in
other.
row 11,
Correct.
Nate
That's
Stewart
all
is
that
in
matters
number
is they
5,
beat the
gonna be
other 3.
alongside Ryan Doucette tonight behind
So
the wheel
what are,
of
like,
the
the highs
ERA
out of the top
Esports
4?
30.
yeah, out of the championship
Continuing
4.
on to
So
row number 12.
we got
It is
Malik
the
in row
Vegas Inferno
12.
number 1 of
That's
Malik
less than
Gray,
ideal.
and the Hayek Motorsports
Could be
50
worse.
Could
of
be worse.
Quentin Warman.
Where's Mike?
Blaze Crawford
Probably
gonna be on the
about
inside of row
15 or
13.
row
That's
15,
the Team
16
Dylan
would be my
Esports number
guess.
3. He's next to the Tony Kanaan entry. That's the 66.
Yeah.
Alexander Russell. Timothy Holmes
30
will
seconds.
be inside of row 14.
That's normal
the
for
RFK
Michael.
Racing
Seems like it.
17
That's
car.
why he's the gas
Second
guzzler.
of those Austin Dillon-owned machines in as many rows. Taylor Hurst behind the wheel
30th.
of number 33 will roll from position
Oh,
28.
no.
And back
Yeah,
on row
30th.
15
So,
is the
soon be-
6 Karma
yeah,
19
outside, so
of Eddie
exactly
Kerner.
right.
And the
It could be
Vegas
worse.
Inferno
Not by much,
21
but it
of
could be.
Michael Guest
So, I
in
mean, we've seen
3rd.
Michael, you know, he got the gas guzzler award in the pre-race for the most positions gained from qualifying to finish. Got to hope for some more of that today. I think for Michael, he can pretty much do what he wants.
Literally, yeah.
Malik is in a rough spot already when it comes to relegation, only coming in 4 points above the line.
So for Michael, as long as he finishes in that top 30, he should be okay. Malik, he needs like a top 5, top 10. And it's a lot that depends on that too. I mean, it's the people around him, the people behind him. He's just got to finish ahead of the people behind him.
How hard could it be, right?
Cody Bias for Apex Racing on the outside in
Yeah.
36th place. And then that
Put him behind the wheel.
Oh!
in this event,
Vicente Salas is going to have to win this for row 19.
Wow. Hey, you wanna repick?
So no, well, my guess at Homestead, obviously the line for the most part is up on the wall. If you, as you know, if you get the wall in qualifying, your lap is nullified. That is.
And Colin Bowding bringing shotgun to the
Yikes.
field in the RFK
So,
Racing number 6.
before we start,
40 cars here from
Just want to give a big shout out to
We heard
Petrohead
earlier in
for
Countdown to
providing the
Green that
venue
lowest
here in the
a
Heineken
champion
room.
has ever started,
Much
and the
appreciated
final race
for
was
just
night.
hosting us for our watch parties
Value
for
in
the
2018,
playoffs.
and they
It's
got
been a
third
great
in
ride.
2020. So
It's
that
our
is
final
a
race
tall
of the
order
season.
early.
Season one.
Some
Yeah.
Season
people
one
like
of the
Casey
eNASCAR
and like
2025.
the last driver in the
Oh.
race, Vicente Salas, they're going to have to dig
Scared
themselves
Dante.
out of a little
You
bit of a
scared?
hole. I
You
want to
scared
say
him. I
it's a
didn't do
long
anything.
race, but what's the trend of the last 2-3 years? Really isn't. You're talking about a 100
So
lap
Michael
race.
actually texted me back
Really only one guaranteed
before the
pit stop
race.
between now and the end.
I said, Mike coming in with the Gas Guzzler Award. He's like, I think that's 5 years in a row now. Maybe more.
To how good
Here
you can be, mostly
we
over the short run,
go.
and as the drivers take the green flag tonight, they understand,
last
especially
time.
for Salas, the
Hey, you
assignment
get one more
is
boogity in
execute
of the
now,
season.
execute early, get yourself
Season
ahead,
one of
and try to put
Inferno
yourself
Racing.
in that best position. And Steven Wilson has been doing that all season long, even in the moments
Speaking-
where it didn't seem like he could be at the
Well,
front at
ordinarily,
the end.
he does
found
the
a way,
boogieing,
he
and I
used
do the
his
Barney
will,
impression.
and now he's going to be on the front row
You can join
looking
in for
his
either.
second Coke Series title as we're ready
For the
the green
final
flag.
time.
The pace
Season
car
number
is
1.
down and in
The
with
hand is up.
$100,000 on the line. Let's go.
Let's go! It's in!
Fire in the hole. Let's hope we go for it.
All right. Well, no wrecks yet. Going into turn 1, going 3 wide.
Pit maneuver going to be there. A couple of cars right up to the very outside wall. We're going to see that a lot as this race goes
And it's
on. But
for
first
those
time
that
down the
have
back
never
straightaway,
played iRacing,
Wilson
and it may just be
for the
me
number
being
one
newer to the
position.
game.
One of those cars
I
right
hate
in the wall,
going up
turns
high.
1 and 2,
I hate
championship
driving
four
high.
driver Zach Novak. We'll
like
see a
up
lot
on
of
the top,
that.
like
what
what
that
Casey's
balance
doing?
of
Hate doing
using
it.
the
It's
inside
tough.
versus
It's
going
a-
up to
it's
the
a,
top.
it's
And
an
talking to
acquired
some of the drivers
taste,
yesterday,
to say the
Evan,
least.
they told me that
It is
Homestead
not
such a
as
good
easy
track
as
to
people
use
think.
clean
Coming
air,
out of that
try to
corner
find
and
options, go
not
around,
hitting the wall
search for
coming
grip,
out of the corner
see
is
where the
definitely
car
a
handles
challenge.
its
It
best.
comes up fast.
Novak and Kerwin in the mid-pack trying to make use of that.
And it
early
may
on
be
lap
if
number 2.
I switch to the 3 monitor setup and I could see more to the side, it might be a little bit easier. I'm currently running one monitor and there's no depth perception there.
Get yourself comfortable and then try to make a plan on
Fight was
how you're
doing
going
his
to work
impression
your
of
way
apologizing
through this
to the
field.
wall.
And it's just solid right now. from
I
all
did
these
slap
guys
the
in
wall
front,
a lot
and
last
especially
night.
that 199 of Dylan Duval. You know, he had been eliminated
No.
from the playoffs in the last round. It was a really
So I
tough
had,
finish race,
10
but still
incidences.
trying to get Channel
Oh, dear.
199
All of them
Sim Racing a high
A lot of
point at the end
2Xs,
this
I guess.
campaign.
Yeah.
Not
Some
in
good
contention
pancakes.
at the moment for the team championship. At least they're still second.
It
to
seems
Spire
as though we've
Motorsports,
survived.
But that dual effort from Novak
far.
and Duval could surge them up ahead.
Hey,
and
give
get
it
them
time.
We
some
do
sort
have-
of
the gas
round
guzzler,
if
man.
Novak
We
is
do
not
have
able to get the championship
Steven
tonight.
Wilson in
Good
first
fights
place
to
right
get into
now.
this top 5.
I mean,
And there's
he's won
Casey
7
Kerwin
races
riding
this
the wall.
season.
He's
Who's
been
to
up
say
there
that?
almost the entire
You know,
way through this
statistically,
first stint, Evan, again, it's
you know,
all
it would
about the
dictate
clean
that
air,
he's
but
probably
it's a
going to win
balance
today.
to
But
the
still,
right
I mean,
rear
we
here
got,
at
you know, 4 laps into a
Homestead-Miami.
100-lap
You can rip
race.
the wall, and it gains you a
Yeah.
lot of speed. Problem
Casey's
is,
the
use it
only
too
one.
much,
So
right rear tires
at a
gonna be
track
gone
like
over the
Homestead,
first
you want to
run.
run the
He's
bottom
right now
because it's a shorter way around, less mileage on the tires, and less RPM. Just overall, way better for the tires. But as you're seeing here with Casey, if you want to go up top and make up some track position, it might hurt you a little bit on the later stages, especially considering you have to essentially at this point go win the race. But it seems like he feels like this is a worthwhile endeavor. Racing with Zach Novak, who's another one of the championship for.
Now, would you say with this track, so like my experience with Vegas last night, Vegas is very dependent on having good tires. And as tires get more worn, Vegas is a lot harder because it's a tight track in the corners, but then opens up a good bit. Whereas with Miami here, I haven't driven it yet, but it definitely seems to stay open, so less important on tire management for the corners. Would you agree with that? Or?
I would say compared to Vegas, tires matter a little bit less, but still at a place like this, it may seem like it's easy, but you're carrying so much speed, and when those tires go, it gets really, really scary. Either you'll develop a lot of understeer, which is when the car doesn't want to turn, as the microphone's going to go haywire, or you're going to develop oversteer. That is, you can tolerate some understeer. Oversteer at Homestead is hell.
I was definitely turning it into Tokyo Drift last night. I was drifting.
And the B car, yeah, it's easy, especially because you got that side force, you can get it yawed out a little bit.
To tiptoe through the track.
Baz, you're late.
They want to do is overextend
fucking
their
bad.
find their way into trouble, and then it's a long road to recovery to try and get those $100,000.
Late, Baz, late.
Zach Novak, that car started in the number 8 position. He has slid back just a little bit. Now scored in the number 11 position.
Set up a little bit here.
We do have Malik already up to 21st, by the way.
Off of what is turn number 2.
He is making some progress.
I think strategically, obviously, most of the field will pit somewhere within 3 laps of lap 50, whether it's 47 to 53. That does kind of open up the interesting possibility of if you do pit it halfway and we get a late yellow, who wants to stay out on old tires, but obviously we'll cross that bridge if we get there.
Green flag pit stops. Clearly, the 24 is the aggressor in the opening stages.
What would your strategy be here if you're going into a race right now? If you're Malik, 8 laps in, sitting 22nd,
But because it's a high
what's your goal?
I can tell you, Malik obviously has to think big picture here, right? The most important thing today for Malik is getting into the top 20. I think, unfortunately for him, I would say he's got to go with the more aggressive strategy. So either a super early pit stop the second that fuel window opens up, or go super long and hope to catch a yellow. For Michael, he's kind of played a bit more traditional, but for the most part, I think Malik's got to go for something here.
But much like Dylan Duval, the mission ahead is simple. Finish well.
So that's one thing I have not gotten too much practice on quite yet is green pits. Just have the level I've been racing at, it doesn't happen.
Yeah, exactly.
You just wait for the inevitable yellow.
And at a place like Homestead, if we do wind up getting green flag pit stops, getting on and off pit road is huge. Especially the exit of pit road, which is below that little grass strip. It's all flat on the bottom. And these cars do not like when it's flat. So maximizing the most getting on and off pit road could be worth 2 seconds, but I mean, 2 seconds probably separates Steven Wilson from 15. So.
Could you possibly explain why the cars don't like flat straightaways?
So the cars, the way that they're set up, they're designed to go left.
So get some of the money, you want to be a part of that credit. And for Spire Motorsports, they've had a phenomenal season. And although the highlights have been Steven Wilson winning 7 races and running for the title tonight,
so when you're on the banking, it's fine because the tires are basically flat. But when you're on the flat, the tires are now
one of our last mile and a half races early in the campaign was Las
and also
Vegas.
they're different PSI too.
Finished 9th, ran really well in that race. So it's really all about putting these consistent finishes.
So if you were to see the backs of the cars, if they were to jack them up, you kind of see a little tilt like this.
Duos out of everyone else.
I mean, even just sitting on the ground, you can see it in real life, especially with how aggressive these teams are. You can actually kind of see it a little bit with Steven Wilson. The car is basically squatted as much to the left rear as possible.
Like last year, that's where Parker White had
the lower you can get the car to the ground, the stronger the diffuser is, meaning more downforce, more suction from the underside of the car. So you want to get these as low as possible without bottoming out.
Now, when do you think we will have a change of the current format of these cars, or the specs of the cars?
Apparently, NASCAR's already working on the B-spec, but a full change, probably 5 years. As much as fans don't like it, it is cost-effective for NASCAR, and that's what they want right now. So we're stuck with this car.
Position, came into tonight 24 points ahead of Christopher Hill,
Vegas
trying to
Inferno.
fight for
You're
not
scaring
only that
Dante
Rookie of the
again.
Year honors, but really for Jurashak and Hill.
Dante's scared
drivers,
himself. He's watching
rookies,
Malik right now.
top
Needs him to
20,
do better.
I think is a bigger picture. Do you want to be the Rookie of the Year?
Is that Malik in the
Absolutely.
back?
That
Top
is
20,
Malik
though,
right
there.
I would consider that
Yes.
mission accomplished for two drivers who are coming
Mike- and
in to
Michael's
a
in the
series that,
black?
in my opinion,
Correct.
is harder to be a rookie in.
They
than
did
it may
throw
have
me
ever
off.
been.
I thought
We've seen the
Mike
highs
was
and
in the
lows of
front
it,
because I
right?
saw
Those
the white car.
drivers that
It's an inside joke.
Are making their first trip around this
You
eNASCAR
wouldn't get it.
Coca-Cola iRacing
Yeah.
series schedule, and they've struggled, right? I mean, it's a high level of competition. It's a new environment for many, and it's such a big different step from the qualifying series that you spend so much time in the grind trying to go for. And Connor Jurashak
Shut up,
and
Napoleon.
Christopher Hill, especially Hill, in those last few races of the regular season and even those first few in the playoffs, they've really made inroads. They've made a statement
never
for
watched Napoleon
themselves,
Dynamite.
and now they're at the top of the board and trying to get those.
You're running for
extra
president, so I don't know why you're
Balance at the
laughing.
top five, it's Shorty
Said
Lopez
you're running
up in
for
the road,
president. I don't
Tucker
know why you're
Minter, a
laughing.
driver who
Hell yeah,
we almost
Pedro
imagine could have been part of this championship for this year with the
Pedro,
three race
Pedro,
victories that he
Pedro.
found, especially in that middle. We called it the summer of Minter
Crazy
almost for the
comms.
97 car. But
How's that
running
crazy
well
comms?
right now, lots of good cars.
You know
in
what's
this
crazy
back to
comms?
turn
You showing
one.
up
Yeah, I
late.
find it interesting.
Napoleon
that
Dynamite's a great
positions
movie.
1 through 6, they run
I've
in
heard
the
good things.
exact order in which they started this race in. So there is no change
Maybe
for
don't show up
position
late, huh?
from Stephen Wilson
This is why we don't
all
like
the way
him.
down
That's why he was
through
always
Bobby
our least
Zelensky
favorite.
in the number
Damn.
6 spot. Now you get to Casey Kerwin, P7.
Everything's
He is
coming
still
out
up
at
11
the
spots. I
season
think he's one
finale.
of the biggest movers is you take a live look in with Vicente Salas. We
All
mentioned he was the
checks
driver
will be
with
cashed.
the most work to do.
Vicente
Started back in 37th. He's up 14
Vicente
in his own right to
Cialis.
23rd. This may be a driver who clearly has some race pace, but I don't know
Cialis.
if you can just
Cialis.
get up from that position
Salas.
on a single green flag run. I think
Are you
may
having
need some caution
breathing
restarts
problems?
or some strategy
Finding
to
it
get him
hard
a little
to,
bit further up.
And with the way this race is
walk
going,
up
already
finding it
16
hard.
laps green, we're basically
Well,
halfway
we
through
got
the
the
run. You're
perfect
looking at
solution for you.
35 to 40 laps in
Make
which
sure you
those
get your
tires start
Cialis
to
today.
fall away in terms of life, and then you really want to come down pit road.
Somebody's
That'd be
been,
a whole different
sniffing that
conversation in
copium.
its own right, 'cause Homestead is not an easy place to come down.
No,
pit
it was
road
the
at
least
exit of
favorite
turn
'cause I
four,
always
but
brought
for Salas, he
breakfast.
seems
You
so
couldn't eat
composed,
fight.
and that was something I gathered
Ah.
yesterday.
Never
I asked
brought
some
me
of the drivers,
breakfast.
Were you nervous? Are you nervous to be back on stage running for a championship? I asked Salas.
I
and
wish
he
they
kind
would
of
show
said,
the
"Not really."
cut
You know, he
line
was
points to
composed, he's
see
ready to go,
who's
and that was the
above
overall
relegation.
vibe of the
They might
quartet we
later on
have
in the
fighting for
race.
the title this year. They're ready
That's-
to go. None
you're
of
my
them have those
favorite
nerves taking over, and
former
they're
member.
basically locked into their
No.
mission of winning this championship.
Yeah, that's
Still
slightly
not.
ironic
Nope.
when you look at Vicente Salas, the only driver of these four.
Oh,
who doesn't
actually,
have a
Larry's up there
championship.
for me.
He and Zach and Oback are the first
got
timers
Larry,
here in this live
Ebates.
event, but
Oh,
you wouldn't know
oh.
it. The way they've carried
Oh,
themselves
sorry,
through
sorry,
practice at the
Baz.
hotel over the weekend.
If we were gonna go
Today,
further back, I've got more
practicing all
names we
day.
can
Those
throw in
guys have
there.
been locked in.
You know what?
Depends on how far.
When I
This
did
is
my
a
first
familiar
watch party
position
and I
for
met
them.
Havoc for
No
the first
shocker there.
time, he thought I
That's
was
why they're here
Ebates.
competing for the championship. Well, we've been bringing guests
Because
up to the
apparently we
desk
look
all
alike.
night long. We've got two more joining
So
us. We
Havoc's
welcome
the closet
Cole
racist.
Custer to the desk, and NASCAR Cup Series drivers for Haas
I mean, I
Factory.
saw
Zane
later
Smith is
on
also
did
with
some
us,
research and
who's
looked
a
up
Cup Series
pictures
driver
of
with
Ebates.
Front Row
He is kind of
Motorsports.
right.
Gentlemen, you both have
I don't see it.
NASCAR National
Really?
Series
No.
championships as
I
well.
can-
So
I can't
know
see
a
it.
thing or two about performing when it matters the most.
That's like,
A
I
little
just
bit
started
unique for these
declining
guys, right?
in the
You guys go
rankings
through
as
the
you
playoff
bring me
system
more
and it's
names.
different than any other week, but
real
still in your
time.
office per se, right? You're still doing
So we-
business
we've
as
got some
usual.
professionals
For
that
these
used
four,
to
this is
compete
very
for
different than
us.
what
He's
they're
not
doing on a
closet.
week-by-week basis.
We've got
Yeah, I mean these guys are battling for
Wow.
100K. That's a
Matt-
lot
Matt
of
said
money.
he's not
And,
closet.
yeah, it's been
He's
a
not
fun race
closet?
so
He's
far
not
to watch.
closet.
So I'm locked in.
Havoc?
I'm watching.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
The
You're
open
really
league.
taking them out of their
Open
helmets,
league.
putting them
Might
down
need
here
a
in the Hall of
HR
Fame
form
and
for
having
that
a
one.
race in front of all these
Send him
people.
to
So
HR.
It's a pretty cool.
I hear
what you guys
Uncle
have
Rico
going on
might
here.
replace.
I think we were both talking before. I mean, we have a lot of respect for what these guys
Who's
do.
Uncle Rico?
Because I remember
Could
when
be
we
one.
were in COVID and we had to do the iRacing stuff.
Napoleon
It
Dynamite.
was tough.
Oh, it's
I mean,
Napoleon
these
Dynamite.
guys have
Yeah,
a
yeah.
lot of talent at what they do, so it's fun to watch.
Hey, dude, my parents wouldn't even let me
And
watch
for
Happy
two
Feet.
of you,
I
you
was
guys have
pretty
raced a lot of
sheltered.
Homestead-Miami.
Let alone
Coca-Cola,
Napoleon
you won a
Dynamite.
race at Homestead-Miami before. It was a huge Xfinity Series win for you.
Or
What's so
SpongeBob.
special about running
Missed
at
out on
this
that one as
track,
well.
and especially with the Coke
SpongeBob.
Series,
Yeah.
running a track that has
Victory
lots of tire wear,
screech!
multiple lanes of obvious use that you can run from the wall all the way to the bottom. What seems to be most special
No,
about running in
Patrick,
this place,
mayonnaise
especially in
is
high-pressure
not an
situations like
instrument.
these?
Yeah, I mean, for me, I gotta say
pretty
that
good.
Homestead's gotta be one of my
pretty good.
favorites, if not my favorite.
No,
SpongeBob, I could recognize
Super
that was
excited. That's
SpongeBob.
championship race.
Moral of the
next
story
year.
for
Just
SpongeBob.
all
All the
different
kids,
lanes
we all
that-
thought
that
we'd
you
grow up
get
to be SpongeBob.
choose
Happy go
from.
lucky.
Became Squidward.
You know,
Yeah, we
there's-
became
there's the
Squidward,
risk
yeah.
versus reward.
That's all you need to know.
Against the fence, and then especially this next gen, since the shifting has became such a big thing,
Best
that bottom
LVI
lane has
Rocket League
really
member.
just came alive.
Hug
And so
the
I remember
rug.
earlier in the
Nope,
year,
mine's,
I ran bottom
drops.
90% of the race.
Slayer.
Shifting,
mine's drops.
and it just worked out.
That's
for
why
me.
you
So
don't
to
know
have
ball.
options like that is
Yikes.
always great.
Yeah, I mean, it's such an abrasive racetrack. I mean, after 2 laps on the tires,
Yeah, I mean,
you want new
Nino,
ones
go
if you
watch that
could.
movie.
So,
It's your homework.
You're slipping and sliding around,
10-4.
running different lanes, running by the wall,
know,
like Zane said. Like, there's
what
just so
I was-
much that you
I was
can
gonna
do as
say
a
earlier,
driver. So I think
I love this
every
live
driver, it's
broadcast
like,
feed
I think
that
has
they're
it in the
doing
top
right
5 of their favorite racetracks because it is
I think
just
they need to
there's
do
so much
that
that you can
every
do.
Well, I know it's a topical news item, but this
Every
format,
race.
right?
Do they
Championship
not do that every
for
race?
winner
They don't
take
do this
all.
Oh, you mean like
You're
the
gonna
live
have to do
studio
that
and
if you wanna
everything?
be a
Yeah,
truck champion, if
it
you
brings
wanna
so
be
much
an
more
Xfinity
depth
champion,
to
if you wanna be a
everything.
cup
It makes
champion.
every.
Same with the eNASCAR
And there's a
Coca-Cola
big
iRacing
debate
series.
in current
Those
NASCAR.
are one of the things that this
You know
series
what the
mimics
CW is, like the
identically,
network,
is
the
four
driving network.
drivers,
The
winner take
CW
all,
bought the
but they're not
exclusive
only
rights
four
for
on
the
track. You gotta
NASCAR
deal with
Xfinity
36
Series, for the
other cars.
Under Series,
How
for
do
the
you
Cup
guys have
Series.
those experiences
Which
that you've gone
really
through?
isn't much
Try
of
to
an under series
compartmentalize.
anymore. They're all
Yeah,
kind of
who these other
standalone
three
Yeah,
guys
at this
are, how do
point.
you race
But
strategize
they
and let
the
that
CW
dictate
to
the whole
cut costs
strategy? I mean, it's certainly
moved
unique.
away from
Yeah, I mean,
always
the
sending
easiest
people out to the
thing
races,
to
so they
consider,
always
though, I
do.
mean, they're
The
just
races
racing
from the
each
home
other at
base
the
in
end of the
Charlotte.
day, and they have one goal, and
And
that's
there's been
typically to win the
a
race.
big
You know, you
split
see
amongst the
the
fans of whether that was a good or
nowadays
bad
often
decision. 'cause it
wins the
saves
race
CW
and obviously
money,
the championship.
but it is
so,
definitely
I
you
feel like
lose that
you
little
just
bit
gotta lay
of
everything out and
I don't know,
and just
sparkle
go battle for the
from
win
not
and,
having a live booth.
and hopefully
I'm
make
one
it
of
to
those
the
people.
end.
I agree
and
that.
I feel like
I
that's
think
what
you-
makes Homestead
I
so
think you
exciting.
lose.
Is,
You definitely
know,
lose
it's really
from
easy to have a mistake here, especially as the run goes on and the tire wear becomes a bigger and bigger thing. And so, yeah, as this unfolds, it's going to get pretty exciting to watch.
I think what's interesting to me is just how short the race is. You know, for us, it all just comes down to the last run of the race. You know, who's the winner at the end. And you have a lot of, if you make a mistake early, you can come back from
I
that.
agree.
But for these guys, you
just
can't make a mistake. There's only 100 laps. So,
Well, the funny thing is, a lot of the broadcasters are actually all based in North Carolina, so that they could theoretically do this on a regular basis. Just a matter of.
Do you realize how big North Carolina is?
Yes, I've driven from Raleigh to Asheville.
For the drivers
I
up
did
here,
the
lots of
whole
stimulation
belt,
from
yeah.
the crowd.
So you understand-
They're all based in Charlotte, in the
Obviously,
greater
there's
Charlotte.
Okay, there you
had
go.
to
That's
get used to
better.
over the
Not
last
just
several
North
days.
Carolina.
In what way could you give advice
I'll
to those
say
guys
8-hour
to
drive from the coast to the
kind of
mountains.
get those composures?
It was
It's a long time.
It was a
Be
very
okay
beautiful
in
drive.
those high pressure situations,
Yes.
especially running for the amount of grand total prize money that we do.
Man, I don't know. I'm looking over there, and these guys are locked in.
I don't know if they're
and
just talking
yeah,
amongst
they're
themselves,
beyond focus.
or
So
if they're actually talking
yeah,
about
I
the
mean,
race.
they know as much
I've
as
been keeping in
all the
track.
fans,
So they asked the
family
guy on the
here,
right. His name is Cole Custer.
what they've
he
worked for
drives-
all
these
year, and
are
it
both
comes down
NASCAR
to
drivers.
this. So they're well aware of
they asked Cole
everything
Custer on the
going
right,
on,
what's the
and it
track
shows,
life,
and that's
and
why
then
they're so
Zane is a
focused
bit
right now.
more.
Yeah,
I think
one of
Zane's
the
like
biggest
a year or
things is
two
when you
older
get
than I
into
am.
these big pressure situations, just take it one step at a time.
He's
You know, I
more
think
sim,
you're on this big
like,
stage,
has
you're
more
thinking you
sim
can go win a
knowledge.
championship, and there's so much
More-
on the
more
line.
real knowledge, as we call
But
it.
at the end of the day, just focus on the next corner, focus on the next lap. You know, I think if you just take it one step at
Although
a time,
this is usually a
and
bad
do the next
sign
thing
if
right,
they're
you'll
talking
put
to the
yourself in a good
personnel in the
position.
booth that this is
We
kind of
appreciate
a
you
bit of a
guys being
boring
here.
race
I
at
hope
the
you
moment.
enjoy the rest of the evening, and thanks for joining us up at the desk for a little bit. Thank you.
It is kind of
Thank you,
single
guys.
file, so there's
Big
not
thanks,
much
to our
really going on right
continuing
now.
rotation of special guests. Getting a little bit spoiled with Cole Custer
that face cam is a little bit off.
joining us here at the desk. You mentioned short
Just a tad.
race, and as Cole's standout note, all of a sudden you blink, we're a quarter of the way
Well,
through this thing.
update on our
27
guys. We
laps
got
down
Malik Ray in
already. Now,
21st,
for the first time tonight,
and
all
Michael
four
Guest is 29th.
championship
So we've
four
gone
cars
forward with both drivers,
are
albeit
inside of the
marginally.
top 20.
It is a little bit
Vicente
concerning
Salas
that we've seen
is
Vicente
continuing
Salas
to
go from
charge through the
38th
field.
to 18th.
He is up to the number
Yeah,
18
well,
position.
you know,
The downside,
he's
that's
gonna have to
still a
pit soon.
6
He's probably
second
blowing
gap
through those tires
up
to get
Steve
there.
Wilson.
That's
So
where I
we'll
was going
watch
with
those,
that is
but there is
who knows,
forward
maybe
progress,
our guys
which
are
is
sitting
what
back.
you
We know
need
Michael can
out of
sit
that
tires,
11
Yeah.
campus.
and
Looking
Malik
at
is
a
right there
battle
with
now
us.
between the
Which
first
I will say,
and the
per
three
what
car
Michael tries to
on
do,
track
he's normally
in
sitting back the
the
same
middle of
time.
the field. We'll call it
Not
just
all
outside
doom
the
and
top
gloom
20.
just yet.
And this is big
Tony,
as
it's also
well. You
because
see
I'm
that
not
white
talking
and red
to the
Coca-Cola
microphone.
machine on the inside. Blaze Crawford not
sitting
only
back.
was trying to run for Rookie of the Year honors, not in contention right now, but trying to close
Trying to
off
be
a
a
pretty
conservative.
decent 2025.
We
But he's in that relegation
got the
cut
reward,
line. He comes into this
award
4
of
points below
number
Malik
one
Ray.
gas
This is fighting to stay in this series for
Michael Guest was
2026
awarded the
and not
Gas
have to deal with the
Guzzler
grind
Award
that is
for
the qualifying
finish.
series
It's
that
based
are
on-
later
he's not
next
there.
year.
Oh, he's
Not
back.
Fights to the inside again with Alexander Russell, another rookie driver on the high side. But yeah, we'll keep an eye on those two. Not only is it a championship fight, it is about trying to maintain
Micro Center
a place
car,
in this series.
66. Who's
Like we
66?
mentioned with
I know his last
Eurojack
name is
and Hill,
Russell. He's,
how hard
he's
it is to
Vicente's
stay in
teammate.
this series, and with them being in a much better situation.
Gas
for
Guzzler
Crawford, this is where
Award.
he
Yes,
has
we
to
got the
survive
Gas Guzzler
and
Award
thrive
for
in this
most
situation.
position
Good double
advance in a
pass on
race
both
over the
Russell
course of the
and
season.
DeMerchant for
And then
position.
we also got
It's good to see
the
second
second
place.
place.
Continue
Bullshit.
going against
Bullshit.
so
We got
far.
robbed.
Team
good. Looking at a
Award.
field of 40 drivers.
We got robbed. That was
40
percent. It's all rigged.
Listen,
Still
the number
scored
one,
on the lead lap,
the
so
one
you
who
have
won
not
it.
missed
Ours
was
is better though.
It was pretty cool.
It was good, but ours is better.
I agree.
Both of ours are better, mind you.
I agree.
We had two. We had the black and gold.
That was actually the one that won first place right there. That's the first place.
The car, not running the paint scheme, funnily enough, which shows you that's not good.
Well, no, that was
It's not
the
better.
other. It was a combo of both.
Oh,
both of them.
that? You're telling me that's better than what we got?
I disagree. I think now the other one looked pretty nice. I like the other one. This one, not so
it hasn't
much.
been the best of seasons for Nate Stewart, he's learned the hard way how tough it is to run well.
Even though I do like the color purple, but it's not.
I don't even know how they
regain that level of
probably just like a peer, like
that he had in the Contender Series last
They
season.
probably just
Doing a
walk
good
around the
job so far, at
offices
least
and like,
inside
hey,
the
which
top
one do you like the best?
27, trying to look at a long line of
But hey, come
cars,
on.
and you get a really good look
Black
as to where
with
you
off
can
black
go
and
around
gold
Homestead. These
with
big long
flames.
corners, they have really long exits where you got to be feathering the throttle.
17
just
is
to
all
make
of a
sure
sudden there.
you don't light up those rear tires. And look at that right there, slide job move, dirty air from the 17 machine.
Oh my God, Stephen Wilson has just
Stephen
driven
Wilson
off into the
seems to
distance.
be in all the cleanest there at the front of this field. That's where you really want to be.
I mean,
That's
he's
what
won
you want
7
to find.
times
That
this year.
rotation is all the way
He's broken
there.
every
When
record
you're in
imaginable.
a situation like that, you've
Came
got
up
no
one
around
corner
you.
short
Wilson is
of winning the
composed, and
championship
he's really
last
just
year.
stretching his legs in the middle of the
He's,
free flag
I
run.
mean, honestly,
That
he's
is
just
what
dominant. Like
1.5
he's the Michael
seconds
Jordan
look like.
right
That's the
now
advantage
of
for
NASCAR.
Stephen
The
Wilson
gap
right
between
now
him
over
and
Ryan
second
Lewis
is like the gap
second,
between
Andrew
second
Bowles
and
still in
8th.
third.
And that's not easy to do at all.
These are,
Tucker Minter's up to that spot. Jordy Lopez down
at
to
least
P5, and
40
there is
of
the
some of the
Wilson
best oval
contingent
racers
in
on the,
what I'll call their
not only on the
normal
service,
spot.
but like in
Left, we're
virtual
used to
racing.
seeing them here
And
at the
he's
NASCAR
driven
Hall of
away,
Fame.
so
Again, so far, so good
Like, what
with the 77 camp, but a lot
That's just all he does.
And,
Yeah.
and he's a sim driver for so the team that he races for, Spire Motorsports, they're in the NASCAR Cup Series. Zach,
These drivers can get beyond that
God,
number 50 marker.
Stephen Wilson.
on
Stephen
fuel.
Wilson
So
is
if we
their
go green,
IRL
possibly
sim
looking
driver.
at a one-stop
So this is what he
strategy.
does for a
Let's
living.
take a look at our Logitech G-Race analysis.
Yeah, we've got the 100 laps tonight, so it's a similar
obviously,
distance to
talent
what we've
and
seen
a good
at all
support
of the
network
other
behind him
mile-and-a-half tracks we've
for
visited
setups
on the
and whatnot.
2025
But
season
at the end of the
calendar,
day,
but
the
with
buck
the way
stops
this
with
race
him.
has gone
And right now,
green, of course,
there's
that
nobody
one
better
pit stop
that you would
halfway,
want than
maybe the
Stephen
most
Wilson.
important as a tire
Like
starts
if
to
you
go
wanted to
away.
win, Wilson's
53 to
the
58 laps on the pit
honestly
window,
Wilson and
so just
Kerwin
about
are probably
halfway is
the
where we
top
should
two.
see the drivers
What's up,
come in,
breakfast?
but we really haven't had an
Fellow
all-green
NASCAR
race in
watch
a
along
while here in this series. I
What
can
up,
remember
breakfast? He
National Super
said,
Speedway was one of those flag to
Tyra, I
flag
know you-
affairs where they
you
did
a
really
COD
make just
guy,
that
but
one pit
Battlefield
stop
dropping
away,
Friday. I
and
know
that puts
Battlefield
more
dropping
pressure
Friday.
on the championship four,
I
right? You
know.
have to execute
But I'm
one
not
single
getting it.
pit stop if it continues
There's
to stay
also
clean the
some
entire
people
way.
don't
And I
realize
think
this.
for
There's not
17
many
place with
full-time
Tente
drivers.
Salas, how will
Yeah.
he try to be
So a
alternative
lot of
in
these, you
comparison
can kind of
to
tell
Wilson
which ones
and Kerwin? And even
are
if it is Zach
full-time
Novak on
drivers
the
and
outskirts
content
of the top
creators
10,
compared to
does he
who are
come
not.
in a lot earlier for the fresh
They
tire
just make
power,
less
or
mistakes.
does he try to wait out
This
as
sport
long
is
as
very much
possible
about
and maybe
not
break?
making
So the
mistakes.
racing gods said a yellow
Perfecting
flag
the
will
line,
fly. He can
not
come
making
down pit
mistakes,
road, be
racing
on a
your
level
race.
playing field plus the track
And
position.
when you don't have the hours that
Well, that is
like
always
Wilson or Kerwin
the
have,
moment in the race.
it's just hard.
If we do
Yep.
see green
Well,
flag
yeah,
pit stops,
we talked
where
about this
yes,
a
it is a
couple watch parties
dominant
ago,
lead for
but
Stephen Wilson.
a lot,
It is
like you said, right, a lot of these
3.3
drivers
seconds over
are
Casey Kerwin, who's in a
full-time.
battle for the number
They
7
have-
spot right here, clearing
so
the number 48 at Graham
it's
Bolin
just- it's a
on
young
the
esports
outside.
title.
Another
People
spot
really don't
gained for
understand
Kerwin
it
as he
yet.
goes back to that
Don't
number
really see
7
the
spot,
value
although
yet
give him
the
credit,
virtual
Graham
setting.
Bolin's not going to give up
But
as they
I think
continue
as time
to go
goes
side
on,
by side.
hopefully
You pit early, you get the fresh tires
sponsors
sooner.
will start
The
seeing
risk
the
is you get stuck down
value
there if there's a yellow.
you know,
there is a
eNASCAR.
give and a take between pitting early and pitting late. And I know it's the last race
all
of
in
the
due
season,
time, but I think
as
it's
always,
very
for more
it's
information
young
on
and it's starting to
everything,
do it. But we need
eNASCAR
more
standings
teams
and
like
schedule not only for this
ourselves,
series,
like
the college
KCP,
series, the
to
qualifying
invest.
series that's going to be coming next year.
Yeah,
You can find
that's
all
been the
of
biggest
that
thing for me is I don't,
information at
we go the extra mile.
eNASCAR.com
We show up
today.
every,
Take a look at
every other
bonuses.
Tuesday.
put
We
a
do the
bookend
watch
on an
parties. We promote our
exciting
guys.
25 campaign.
It
And
doesn't make much sense to me why,
Come at us
especially
as
some of
an
the
aggressive
mid-level or
drive
even
there
back marker
into the
teams
corner as
don't
you
use
continue to
this
ride on board
incredible
with
platform to, you know, not only, you know, brand themselves, but brand their partners and whatnot. It doesn't make much sense to me. If you're going to do this to get into the Coke Series, why not give it your all?
In that series as well.
And Playverse has been a part of the action today here in the NASCAR Hall of Fame. We have several groups from several colleges.
And a lot of these drivers I've noticed
UNC
don't.
Charlotte. So a lot of people have come out.
If they're not
we've talked
racing,
about all the different colleges and universities that are represented in this series. And just because Coke Series action is going to be gone for the next several months doesn't mean we're going to have great racing. We are going to have great racing with the college series.
IRL,
they'll
you
be on the
can see
Clash
the
on the
drivers
beach.
if you
Daytona
go
will
into
be
a
pretty
track,
big
right? You
for
can
them.
see all these
Or
drivers.
just in Charlotte
But,
not that long ago.
Of course,
like,
Stephen Wilson Jackson as well as a two-time champion of that college series also. So an alumni of the college series. That series alone has handed out more than $250,000
the only event you can do is the one that we want to
paid also. So
or if we throw an event,
it is a much more exciting
there's no fandom
tournament format this
it's
year
hard
as well.
to
so again, we'll
put
talk more on that. But, that is going to be coming up
storyline
so
of
just
someone that's a
done, you don't have to wait much
driver essentially.
I think it's just the classic case of everybody wants things to get better, but no one's willing to foot the bill. Everybody wants everybody else to make that step forward, and then they'll follow.
In this battle down the back straightaway, right? It's like a 36 car slicing down to the inside. The aggressor in that is Mr. Kwame Scott. All of these cars again just outside the top 20 or so.
70% of these drivers or don't have like that's it
of those tires wearing as we are now 40 laps complete. 60
always comes down to dollars.
And you've seen some of the drivers migrate about a lane or two up. A lot of drivers were hugging that white line at the bottom of the racetrack. Of course, the variables with some going all the way to the outside wall, trying to get all the momentum off the corners.
Not to get too much into this, teams in actual NASCAR lose money.
With all the grip, and especially now, 40 laps in, we've gone green the entire way.
Things have gotten better.
Slick down there at the very bottom, so the drivers kind of got a half groove to a full groove over. There's a bit of a darker colored seam on the bottom end of the speedway.
Jeff Gordon,
and if you put your left side tires on that, it can just a bit more rotation through the middle of the corner while you're in the middle of the throttle. So you'll see Strauss, you'll see a couple other drivers do that
before this generation of car came in, Hendrick Motorsports hadn't turned a profit. And they're the biggest team in the sport. They're the New York Knicks, they're the Lakers, they're the Dodgers, they're that level of team in NASCAR. It's gotten better recently to where some teams are starting to turn profits, but kind of like with this, it's still early. It's still early in the going. All in good time. Hopefully all in good time.
Pretty much except Wilson right now. You see Kerwin bottom left. He's now in battle for P9. So he was 7th. Bowling made a move on him. And not only that, but we also saw Donovan Strauss get by him. And now Femi Olatibosa. So Casey Kerwin struggling the later this run goes on. Right-hand side of the screen. Vicente Salas keeps picking up positions. He's up to P15. It's the highest between majors. And if he makes this move on Brian Mercurio, which he does,
like
P14, so Salas 23 positions gained. He's only one spot behind Zach Novak right now. Novak out-qualified him by 29 spots.
That's unbelievable. But I'd imagine that if Salas is able to get by Novak, it's going to be
every other esports, there's like a feeder league into it. There is a minor league, for lack of better words, for it. You have Challengers and CDL, League of Legends, you have the, I forget what the series is. It's Challengers too, but there's another name for it. So every single esports, like mainstream esports, has a feeder pool, so they constantly get people in it. And one thing that eNASCAR doesn't have, they have the college series, but that's really it. After college series, you just have to qualify for Cup Series. And everything's ran through iRacing. So the series they were showing on the screen, I've actually done one of those races myself. It's all done through the system, and they don't shine any light to it, which means no excitement's being built beyond just professional league. And if they were to come up with a minor league, I believe do really well.
But that is fresh for next season. Yeah, but it wasn't really promoted. It was kind of one of the it was one of those things where if you're in iRacing, you know what's going on, but if you're not, it's one of those if you know things.
Third position on back. That's Duval in the 199.
I will say Kerwin and Novak are kind of falling back there, but Vicente still keeps. I mean, from 38th to 14th. It's a good thing they gave Michael the award this week, or else Vicente might be in the running for it by the time this thing's over.
Holding a 26-point advantage over Channel 199 as we get that much closer to being halfway home.
It's going to be tougher here, especially as these cars
you learn
are
a lot.
seemingly
You learn a lot more
better
from
over the
hit walls
course of this run.
Really do. And I will say that I don't know why I do this, but I bought the track and immediately jumped into a race. I didn't do a practice. I didn't do anything. I figured it out on the go. I didn't cause a wreck. I stayed clean. Like, yeah, I might have hit a wall myself, but that didn't hurt anybody else.
At the end, had been involved in a couple of incidents that really had nothing to do with him. He was just kind of on the back end of luck.
Like the CSGO
on the high side, but for Duval making his 10th Homestead start, He's definitely experienced at running in this track, so potentially as we push through halfway, maybe there's a secret strategy for this 199 car as we get another look at Casey Kerwin. I'm impressed, still ripping the boards and is still quite holding his own right now, but I think that right rear tire,
guys, it's called a karambit.
Yeah, he's still well in the green, up 8 spots from where he started, but again, we saw that
Yeah, I think
car
it's dope.
peak.
I can't tell you how many times like I've been watching streamers and you see like you see that exact knife and I'm like, oh, like as someone that doesn't even really play CS:GO, even I can recognize.
So I bought a knife from CS:GO like back in the day for $40.
Oh, I can only imagine what's for now.
It's going for like I think $1,200 now.
This time through, this is the battle
Yeah, but I mean I don't have it anymore. Yeah, I sold it to I sold it back in the day to go to the beach. It paid for a beach trip.
See Wilson, it's a great battle. P2 on back.
Yeah.
If they start fighting like they are now for second, I also think this is going to help Wilson. If they start really burning up each other's tires fighting, they're going to go slower lap times by running non-optimal lines.
Speak with your diaphragm.
It is only going to aid
Hey,
the
speak with your chest.
Say with your chest.
Say it with your chest.
You know, Wilson is looking in the rearview mirror and saying,
Oh, we got a pit.
We got a
pit. Our first pit with Bobby Zielinski.
Fight for the same spot. They're all losing time.
Hey,
and
Tony,
now's
how
where
about
we've
now?
got our first strike
Are we
down.
are we good now? Can you fucking hear me?
Zielinski, Warman, Kerner.
How about now?
This tells me that the fuel window is, you know, almost exactly.
Yes, sir.
I don't know. This is the earliest. The window is open.
I don't think I want
Yeah.
to
Now,
wait until lap 53.
it'd be
or lap
fascinating if
55
you
to
can
come down
pit and
road.
stay on the
I
lead
wanna come
lap
in
or
as soon
get
as
back on
possible.
the
I
lead
wanna
lap.
get the freshest
Everybody
tires that I
else
can,
has
but
to
it's
then,
up to
if
the
we get a yellow,
spotters and the teams
everybody
and the
else
drivers
has to come in
themselves
and you
tell
will
themselves, hey,
cycle to the
let me
front.
stay patient at
Yep.
this moment
Yep.
right now.
Michael, I was
because
going to say, I wonder what
I
Malik
can throw away this race in one
Michael,
lap, and they're both down pit road.
Michael and Malik are going to do here.
That's a
shipping.
combination, huh?
No
We
shipping.
also saw Zielinski, Warman, and Kerner come down the first time through, so the bank is open. And this time by 50 down, 50 to go. We are halfway through this finale here at the Homestead-Miami Speedway. We saw Zielinski pit. That was a top 10 car at the start of the race. Who is the first of the championship
Steven Wilson's
four
gonna win this race.
who dares to
There's
dive
got to be a
down to
yellow
the pit
around.
lane? No champ
Probably
four
90
takers
laps.
That time by
When we get to the
more
end of this
cars
thing,
from
and
the
especially the
20s
guys on the
pit,
cut
as I
line
see
start to
Scott
maybe get a little bit
Busa Stewart
desperate,
not come down.
keep an
It's
eye.
going to take
I
a while
wouldn't give
before
this
we see some of the guys
until we
very,
get to
very
about.
front
I
come
mean,
in,
really
and
until the white
imagine
flag, I
Wilson,
wouldn't
knowing
give
his
Steven Wilson
situation
this
in
one just
clean
yet.
air, he's been comfortable up front. He's
still
probably
has a
been
pit.
saving that right front
Correct.
tire. He'll wait probably as long as physically possible because, again, the last thing he'd want to do is see a caution come out and take away his track position. Now, for
And I'll
Salas,
tell you what,
he's
for
going
as
to have to be on
fast
the
as this
opposite
11
end of the
car
board,
looks,
trying to punch above his
if
weight
that
right now.
qualifying
Salas hits pit
effort
road,
winds up
52
being the
laps in.
unraveling of
Salas
Vicente's
is
season,
the
that's going
first
to
of the
kill him.
championship
I wouldn't
cars
sleep.
to come down pit
I mean,
road.
everyone
Luzo,
else seems like they're kind of just
Yurashak
hovering
also in that
around
time,
where they were
and
when they
now we'll see,
qualified.
does this trigger a
Vicente has
response?
driven
Right,
from
like
38th
Kerwin
to
or
almost
Novak,
inside the
those
top
two
10.
cars
That
were
car is
running
bad
right
fast.
around
I mean, Malik
Vicente,
started
tail end of the top
29th
10.
and is up to
Two big
22nd, now
response. We also
15th
have
is
an
a pit
mention.
rotation.
Pretty
but-
tricky pit
Yeah.
road
You got
to
up
get
to
onto here at the
22nd.
Homestead-Miami
But still, I
Speedway.
mean,
It's
Michael,
not a
I think, gained about
tri-oval,
5 or 6
so in
spots, too.
theory, if you get a little bit of help coming off, but you have to
38 to
use
almost the top
banking
10
to slow
in this
down,
caliber of
and no
field.
surprise,
And the
there
fact that
is the response.
he's still
Not
pitting
only
with
is that
them,
Kerwin,
not
but so
burning
is the
through.
leader.
Yeah.
Steven Wilson is down pit road. So is Casey Kerwin. That will
Can't
hand
ima-
the
I mean, he had
race
plenty of
lead
buffer. I can't
to
imagine
Tucker
he'd
Venture
have been
for
all
the
too
moment.
aggressive coming on his
Michael is
Zach
38th now
becomes the
after his
championship
pit.
leader.
So he's
He's
going
in
to gain some
P7,
spots
the
here as
only
we go through the pit
championship
rotation
car
back.
who's yet to come in.
But I'd imagine with Steven
Yeah, knock
Wilson,
on wood.
the gap
I
that he
can
put
only-
on
you
the
can
rest
only
of the
hope,
field,
yeah.
it'll probably cycle out
Knock
well
on
for him.
wood.
He'll probably
I
have
hope
an
at some
even
point
much
they
bigger
show
gap than he
the bubble
did just
calculation.
earlier on in
Malik
this
is sitting
race,
in 11th
especially
right
if
now,
things
but he has
considerably
not
go
pit
clean
yet.
for him as his
How long do
teammate,
you think he's
Femi
going to stay
Alonso
out
slips down a pit road
until he
again,
has
you
to come
really have
in?
to use that
I mean,
banking. It's a
I
really
mean,
awkward
it depends
transition,
if
and
people
Homestead
below
is
him in the
unique
standings
the
have
sense that it
jumped
has
above
really
him.
long corner
Because if
exits.
this is a
It's not
situation
really
where Malik's
as
got to
narrow,
throw a
it's
Hail
not as
Mary,
quick as, a lot of the other
go
cookie
till you're
cutter
on
mile and a half
fumes.
we have.
Because
It's a very
even
long
like
exit.
5
It's been
laps
a
on
while turning the
of wear
car,
on these
getting it back
tires,
to the straightaway.
if we get a
So you gotta
yellow
make
and then you
sure
come into
use
pit,
the brakes in the
you'll
right way,
drive
arc the
through
car
everybody
down,
in about
and then you've got
8
an entry to
laps.
pit
I mean,
road.
obviously,
As there's Casey Kerwin coming out
depending
of the
where
merge,
how many people come
Vicente
with you,
Salas is going to
but tires
squeeze
are
on
worth a lot.
by. So I
So if
believe
you,
for the
if for
first
like
time,
Steven Wilson, let's
Salas
say
has
Malik
passed
pits with
somebody
37
in
to
the
go,
championship
comes
four.
in and we get a
There's the
yellow.
support as Casey Casey
there's a good
Kerwin
chance that
is
Malik
going to
can
try to chase the
drive
11
his
down
way
off the
through.
final corner.
Team owner, dad, friends, and
I
family
don't know.
watch
It depends
on
what's
as
going on around
he is in the
Malik.
cycle, and
I think
is gonna
Michael,
come
like
off with
we've
a
talked about, is
great
who I was a
pair
little close.
with Salas and
Michael's
Kerwin super close to
pretty
each other
okay,
for what right
but
now is
Malik
about
for sure is a bit
P26.
close.
Wilson has cycled back on
I
the
think
racetrack
Kerwin
as
was
well.
running 9th
He's
before he
ahead of
pitted,
these
and they're
two,
going to
so
come out ahead of
no
Femi.
leapfrog in the championship on pit road. But this is
I
a
think
battle
this is
for
the net
P2,
battle for like
and
7.
do not think that just because Wilson has an advantage at the moment, that this battle for the number 2 position does not matter. If there's a late
He just shoved his way through there.
to be the next
Gotta
man
do.
up. Not to mention, you might not want to hear this
Wilson's
tonight,
off in
but
the
tomorrow
distance so
it might
long
make
as
you
we
feel
get through
better.
the cycle.
P2 is still $50,000, right? Let's not pretend that this is a winner-take-all and everybody else goes home pretty disappointed. 50 grand for the number 2 spot. So
I can use
every
50 grand.
single position matters as you see more
50
cars
grand.
plunging
I've
on
raced
on
for
the pit
15
lane.
grand
One of the
before,
more
and it's
popular
not
stops here
comfortable.
besides
It
the
is
main
less
stage
than
where our
comfortable.
drivers are in the hall.
Oh, they got
is the
NASCAR 2025 over there.
They do.
Where everybody in attendance here tonight has a chance to get some early access to NASCAR 25. I see Alan and Ryan over there. That's the first place
You know who else is going to have early access to NASCAR 2025?
Who's that?
We see
Us.
Novak is finally
Saturday.
I was a little
Here
greedy. Takes
at
me back for several
Petrolhead,
laps on
7
NASCAR 25, but it
to 10
felt really
p.m.
good. The
Live
game
on
looks great.
Kick,
I'm
front
excited
page.
to see
And
how
also
the
on my
reception is to
purple
the
app.
public when the game inevitably
And we're gonna have
comes
some
out in a
some
couple
surprises
weeks'
for
time.
people that show up.
Novak, this is gonna
So
be important
definitely
here.
would want to show
Money
up.
pit stop.
Definitely.
If what I'm
Obviously,
hearing is true,
he's not going to
definitely
have
want
the
to show up.
advantage
Gonna
on
wanna be here.
Wilson over the course of this long run.
Yeah.
The gap's going to be
Be
considerably
here.
big, but think about it. You've got fresh
Bitch.
tires. You can try to
Damn.
use that to
Wow.
your
He
advantage.
went
and
0 to
try
100
push just a
real
little
quick.
bit
Yeah.
harder.
fucking
It's just
quick.
going to be a really
Fella.
tough mountain to climb to
Fella.
get around this 77, who basically has been flawless all night long.
I think
Felon.
And it's worth
I'm gonna
noting
get a beer.
that all of the championship cars on pit road
Enjoy your beer.
very clean. All of their total pit time. So not just the actual pit stop itself, but the entire time spent on pit
Instead of
road.
a
All of
9
their
for 9, I
championship
got to do the
cars,
100 for 100.
That time on pit road was about
Every
the
lap,
same
beer
thing
and
of
hot dog.
0.2 of a second.
Until
So
you
there was
barf.
no big gain. There was also no big loss. So if it's a zero-sum game, that's good news for Wilson because obviously
Cat
he
over
was
and
the
under,
one
he
who had
brings
the
us back up
advantage
here.
when it began. We're still waiting on
Over
the
and
top
under.
6 drivers to come down pit road.
Solo
and
beer.
that time it will cycle
Solo
the race
dolo.
lead
You know what? I'd bring
to
you a
Bobby
I know.
Zelensky. Now Zelensky pitted 4 laps before Wilson.
Aha!
He cycled
There we
through
go.
the number 1 spot.
Over.
So we've
Over.
got the
We've
cut
advantage.
line
Look
up
at
here
this
on
fight,
Malik.
though. We also talked about how
Is-
important relegation
what is that?
is.
Yikes.
Top 20 means you
So, Tony, you're
avoid
thinking
the
he's gonna bring us
Coca-Cola
one?
qualifying iRacing Series
Like the over.
next spring.
Taking the over.
Top
Wow.
So
20 is
Malik
the
needs to
benchmark.
find
Those
8
fights
spots
are
right
going
now
on
in order to
throughout
remain
the
above the
field.
And you
relegation
saw in that
zone.
cut line just how razor thin it is. I mean, it was 4
I hate
points
this for
when we
Malik
stepped
because
into tonight's
when
race.
I
It's
when I
continued to
showed up
remain close,
when I did
and
my
it is
first
within
watch party,
5 points as
Malik
we
was
see
coming
it.
off of
So
a
at
narrow
that
second
red line
place
in
at
this
Talladega.
very stressful
Was
field, and
pretty
one more
comfortably
stressful thing
inside the top
that you
10
can see
on
on the
points.
racetrack is all of this
And,
going on right now. Lots of
you know,
fresh tire
look,
cars, old
had
tire
a rough
cars,
end of
different
regular
lanes
season,
of use. It's getting
and then
hairy up
we
here.
got in the
They're the
playoffs.
BS
I mean,
Plus
both of our guys
competition
were doing
teammates. Jordy Lopez
phenomenal.
down the inside.
Had
Garrett
2 good
Lowe just
races. We're
trying
going to have
give
another good
way,
race at
and the
Phoenix
car
until
right on the outside
they
for
got
eRacer.
run over.
That's Matthew Zwack filling in for Tyler
man,
Gary
this
in
is-
this
this is gonna
final
be a
start
nail biter. I
of
mean,
the
Malik is
2025 eNASCAR
38.
Coca-Cola iRacing Series, but they really have to squeeze their way through traffic. And, you know,
No, I mean, we still got people to pit, but that means that something else must have happened. Because he's behind people that he shouldn't be behind.
And just one bit of contact can
I
send
think
this race
he might have gotten a
in
speeding
different
penalty.
direction.
Speeding penalty? What is that?
40 laps
So
to
on
go.
pit road,
Again,
there's
one
a
pit
maximum
stop.
speed
All
that you
that
can
is
go. I
needed
think
if
here
this
it's
race
45.
stays green for
And
these
if
drivers
you
to
enter
get to
pit lane
tonight's
above that
scheduled
45
distance
mile an hour
of
mark,
100
you get a drive-through
laps.
penalty.
Buckingham, the leader.
So
It is
that's
Clampett in
if that is
second,
if
still
the
waiting
data
on
is
those
correct that
two
I'm seeing on the
plus
screen,
first,
that is
McCandless and Bowden
that is bad.
to come
That's
down
really
pit road.
that's really
Still waiting
bad.
on those top 6. They have stretched it.
Yeah,
Now
there's no reason why
16
Michael should be ahead of Malik.
consecutively
So
on fuel
something
without much
happened to
of a
Malik.
challenge really at all.
Oh,
all
man.
of these other drivers, they
I
continue
would-
to cycle through. They've learned a lot. You got a first full green flag run in. Now you can make those tweaks.
That means
you can
if he-
go
yeah,
a
if he
little bit
doesn't play
harder
for
if you
20
felt like you
today.
saved a little too bit to the end.
He,
You can also do
well,
the
he'll
opposite
have
if you feel like you burned it
to
up
he'll have
too
to
quick.
race his way in
Maybe now you can
and
kind of pace yourself
through
a
the
little bit better.
And
February
there's
and
already
April
one
months.
step that's taken out of the process.
Well,
That
you
was
know
the
what
green
that
flag
means
pit
for
stop.
him, too.
Assuming this race stays green,
That's
you kind
a
of have that monkey off your
long
back that, all right,
Yeah.
I had the money
The
stop.
thing
I
that a
did
lot
what
of people
I
don't
could.
understand
I
about
accrued
these
no
kinds of
black
things is
flag
that
penalties,
the
so I'm
season
okay.
starts
Let
in
me just
May,
run this
but
race,
it's
and
like
that's where the
professional
spotters
sports.
come
Do you want to
in.
go
You know, a lot of the
to
drivers don't
Cancun
really
in the
do it
off
alone.
season,
They
or do you
have
want to spend
spotters,
it
good
in the
friends
gym
of theirs that
getting
have been a
better?
part of teams
in
for
this
several
case,
years.
the gym
they
is the
built that
sim,
rapport amongst each other, and that relationship really shines in moments like
the
these
season
when you're
starts in
running
May,
for
the
$100,000.
preseason's
When
in
you're running
February
in
to
a
April.
basically winner-take-all championship
You can kiss that
format
offseason
like
goodbye.
we have in this
If
championship
you want to hit the
format.
ground
So that's
running
where they tell you, hey,
for qualifiers.
maybe another driver's running a tenth or two faster. this is what they're doing. Here's maybe something you could try to be just a little bit faster. I think it's so fascinating how in the real world it's the same way.
Would you prefer to go to
The spotters
Cancun or
give that
go to the
feedback
gym?
to the drivers, and they can give them crucial bits of information, even as small and detailed as they are, to be like, hey, this is where you can maximize your effort, your performance, and that could really make a difference, especially when a race goes as green as it has so far.
Here's a great
Let's
look
think
at
about
the
every
head-to-head
professional
battle for
sport, basketball,
spot on the
there is some
racetrack.
type of
Kerwin
break.
has a slight
Mentally
advantage
need
over
some type of
Vicente
break.
I mean,
Salas. We
you
saw
know,
these
there,
two
you might,
blend out
you know,
of the
take
pit lane
a
together.
take a
They
week
cannot
off.
get
But then there's
apart.
also
Right
the side
now,
of kind
it's
of what I
for 14th
experienced
on
this
the
year, where
racetrack.
you get,
Overall,
you know, to
that
the
is
end
the
of
battle
the
for
season and you get
second
burnout.
and third in the championship.
And it's just like
Novak pitted later
it's like
than all of these other championship cars.
You get
He's
sick when you
about
think about it.
4 seconds
So you got to be
behind
careful
those
not
two,
to actually
but does
to
have a slight
overdo
tire
it
advantage.
in the off
And of course,
season.
Stephen Wilson up at the
There's
front
always,
of
you
the
know,
field
everyone's got
in a
that
battle right
balance.
now. What
Still
is
looking for
pole
mine. I think I'm
position
close,
between
but
Zelensky and him
for the
is the battle
eNASCAR
for the net
stuff,
race lead.
you know,
Wilson gets around
the 40 guys
Zelensky,
here, this is
so
a
he
small
will
chunk.
cycle
You're
back
not
up to
seeing
what is
the, you know,
currently
200
position
guys that are
number
working their
4,
asses
but
off
the 3
to
cars
be
in
ready
front of
for
them
February. So
have
do you really want to
not
give
pitted.
those guys
So
a
that
leg
is
up?
effectively a change for the race lead.
True.
As the 77 goes back up top, you wonder how much longer Hurst, Doucette, and McCandless can
how
go
long does it take to
64
get a beer?
laps pushing it.
Well, we saw that in Indianapolis, right? So many drivers had gone way longer than we expected it to. A caution came out, and look where they had the chance to have track position at the end. Now, obviously, we haven't seen it really fulfill itself as well as maybe we could tonight, have things change different ways. But for Stephen Wilson, he's just in his own zone right now, and that was a crucial pass on Zelensky. Not because he completed it, but that he completed it patiently. He didn't try to wear himself out getting around this 22 because he understands the gap that he has to the other championship 3 drivers behind him, and then just worrying about those in the front.
Because
Again,
every
you
you
can go out
know
and win
the
the championship
200
and win the
other
race.
people
We don't have to.
that
We
are
saw
just
that
as
Nick
good as
Ottinger
you.
didn't have to do that back in 2020.
The thing that
Casey
separates
Kerwin didn't have to do
somebody
it
from
when he
being
won the
in the Coke
title in
Series
22.
and being
You
out.
can
We
have
had
the other
there's
non-playoff
a driver
drivers
by
win
the
the
name
race.
of Garrett
It's an
Maines.
extra incentive to get
He
the checkered
is
flag. Yes,
phenomenal.
but
On
it's all about the
iRacing, I mean,
championship. So
he's
for
got
Wilson, I
almost
think
double
he's
the
just locked
iRating
in
than I do.
on seeing
Actually, I
where
think a
the other
little
3
double,
go, and
a
I
little more
believe
than
they
double.
have come down pit road. They're
That
starting to
guy
make their way in.
missed
So Wilson
the Coke
should
Series.
cycle back to the
He's
lead.
one of the best, not only
So
sim
the top
racers
3
on the
cars
service,
down pit
but
road, it
easily
means
top 10
new
on ovals.
race leader
And
is once again Stephen
he didn't hit
Wilson.
the ground running for the
entire
qualifying
green
series
flag
and
pit
missed out on the
cycle
Coke Series.
has cycled itself through
Because everybody
and your
else
championship cars now back
was ready when
where
they
should
showed up. They
be
hit the ground running.
in the running
people,
order. So
with how
the
close it
next
is and how
time
difficult
by,
it is, if you don't hit the ground running
laps
in
to
race
go in
1 for
this
the qualifying
race.
series,
The
you
advantage
can
for
pretty much kiss
Wilson
your ambitions
before the
goodbye.
pit cycle was about a second and a half. Right now, he's only 6/10 up on Bobby Zelensky. He's currently faster than Zelensky, though.
whatever
He
is
pitted
under the
after him. So
Coca-Cola.
that gap is
Do you
going
see
to
up-and-coming
grow.
drivers
We will
right
see.
now
It does
that
not
you
have
can
to
see
be
that?
just
Joe
Kerwin
Armstrong.
or just Salas.
Joe
Does Louisa
Armstrong,
have something? Could
Wyatt
Strauss,
Tinsley,
could
somebody that
Parker
we had
White, who's been
considered
in that
when Malik got a
before?
suspension. I
Is
think
there
he's a
non-championship
former
car
guy that was in the
that
series
can
when he
maybe
got
make
bounced
some
out.
noise, at least for the checkered
Garrett
flag that
Maines,
stands on the line.
I mean, there's still a
Garrett
chance
Maines,
that
as
they
I
could
mentioned.
obviously catch up. There's a good amount of
I
distance,
can
but
only
it's
begin
not
to tell you
enough
there is
to where
so
it's
much
insurmountable.
talent
There's enough time to make up and
on the
enough lap
service on
time to try
ovals
and crunch
that
down
isn't
over the
in the
course
Coke
of this
series
event.
for one reason or
I
another.
wouldn't worry about
It's
it
chock
too much
full
if I was Stephen
of,
Wilson. If I
of
saw those
talent-
cars be a little
or
faster than
talented
me,
drivers that
maybe
could be
I'd
in
be
the
a
Coke
little more
series, but
inclined to let them by, not
there's
fight it
always
that hard,
circumstance.
because you don't want
What's
to
one
throw away a
driver
race just
that you're
fighting
keeping an
with
eye on right
non-playoff
now?
drivers when you know where the other 3 are in
that's trying to get
comparison.
into
So
the
it's
series.
just
Joe, if
autopilot
you happen
mode
to
for
be
a lot of these
watching.
guys is potentially a good battle here inside the
Yeah,
top
there's
10. That's Connor Yurachek,
somebody that
who had
hasn't
a
been in the
pretty
Coke series
great finish,
before.
P2 at Phoenix Raceway
I
not
usually
that long
rate him
ago,
after
and
my
had a
my
big
watch-alongs
swing in the Rookie
on
of the
the
Year
purple
standings
app.
against Christopher Hill, who had been
Yeah, he's,
putting the fire
I've
to
watched
him
him
over
pretty
the last
closely.
few
He's
weeks
very good.
of the
Very,
regular
very good.
season. Potentially a battle between these two that could kind of creep up
But, you know,
inside turn 3.
there are plenty of
Vicente was
efficiency.
coming
There's a
through the
lot
field,
of really good
like
young
a pot
talent.
butter through knife. Not the other way
So
around.
young talent. Talent in general.
He started 37. He's up to P10. I'm just not seeing that movement
Don't
though,
wanna
on this
say
run. Now,
too much.
granted,
I can see
Pascal
what
is
you're
the top
saying.
10, bit of a different story than cars in P30. However, he was and still is the biggest mover by a large margin. Is he saving something for the very end, right? Head-to-head with Kerwin, or did he push really aggressively?
Yeah,
in
and
that
at the
head-to-head
same
battle?
token,
Yurashak,
Tucker
of
Minter,
course, has a lot to fight for in his
Tucker
own
Minter
right. He
won,
wants to be the
I think,
highest finishing rookie.
at least 3. He
And
might have won
Casey
4
Kerwin,
races
Vicente
this
Salas
season,
right now separated
which
by one
ordinarily
spot apiece for
is a
9th and 10th.
phenomenal year.
Here's the other battle.
Like
Some of
the-
the names I mentioned.
Geez,
Do any of these
they've got
names
a
take
Rode
step
microphone
up
up there,
and
but
can they become a part
yeah, for a guy like Tucker
conversation
Minter
for the race
had
winner?
had Steven Wilson not existed, I mean, he would have been the best driver of the regular season. Just had 2 bad races and didn't make the Final Four. We have Parker White as well, the defending champion, not being represented in the championship four is quite staggering. That's like when you get to the sharp end of the blade, these are 40 of the best drivers on the iRacing service when it comes to oval racing. So it's I can guarantee you Parker White won't have an off season. He's got like 3 accounts that are like 10K, by the way.
Yeah,
his like secondary Smurf account is double the iRating of my
They've all won here at Homestead-Miami before. They have a pretty
I'm
good
only at like
track record
1,400
running
myself,
well at
so.
this track. And,
But I've only been
even with
playing
next-gen
for
updates that
3
took
months
the field
now,
by storm
so
and
not
the
too
entire
long.
iRacing world by
The road,
surprise
the journey
in
begins.
mid-2025 through the summer. They've still been able to run really well, and even for
29
Lusa,
to go.
who had kind of a slump to begin 2025.
I think this might be the first. I mean, actually, I won't knock on wood because that kind of might happen. But I think this would be the first caution-free race of the season.
Races. It shows you that he's
No,
really been able
I
to
think
find
I hope we get a yellow.
Masters curse.
I'm hoping for something because
No, I think we've had one before. It was about midway through the year.
Which lane do they choose? We haven't seen them
Must have
really
been before I
experiment
watched
that
the
far
one.
off
Or
the
I
racetrack,
did
so I'd be
Pretty sure it
curious
was
to see if Parker White
about
decides
middle of the year.
maybe to hit the boards by a lap or two and see if that momentum gains in the spot.
And it was a year ago where Parker White won the
Luckily,
championship.
the
Right
league
here with us
seems to have
at
figured
the
out whatever
NASCAR
went
Hall
wrong.
of
He's
Fame.
now
No
back
surprise that
back
he
up
is
to
good
27.
at this racetrack.
He was
As we watch
38
these other
when that
battles,
down
we
for a
talk
time.
about
That was like
Homestead, right? And
so
you can
he's
tie it
cycling
in
his
with
way
other
back forward,
intermediate
but
racetracks, but even though some people will call them
need to
cookie
see.
cutters,
I think when they
those
showed the
two
graphic, he
intermediates
was
are both the
7
same
points
that
below the
really
cut
stands
line.
out
That's when he was 38th,
as
but
kind of a
obviously,
unique challenge.
if people have
I
pitted,
mentioned
then
Steven
they'll
Wilson,
also gain those same
incredible
spots.
in
So
this next-gen era. In his 3
We'll see what the
races
points look
at
like here in a
Homestead
bit.
in this car,
How do you feel
first,
about
a
the
second,
current
and a
cars?
second. Now, all the other championship 4 cars, they've got
In
good
what
results.
aspect?
Novak
Just
Fast
driving in
was
general
an
compared.
He got a third. Sente got
Definitely
an
not
eighth
as
last
fun as
year,
they used
but
to be. They're kind of a different beast in and of themselves.
it's
It's
just
so hard.
to compete with those numbers. And again,
The old cars are built asymmetrically,
guarantees
where you've got that
nothing.
long
If the only
right
thing
rear
that
quarter panel, so
mattered
you've got
was
something
we
to lean
looked at
on.
averages
As
and,
you
okay,
know, that
this
still
driver's
exists
the
in
best
the
at Homestead, let's just
Xfinity
give it to
car.
him and not race
And
it.
in these
Fine.
cars, you have to
But you
drive
run
them
the one race
so
because
much more
anything
carefully
can happen.
because
So far,
if you
it has
have just a little bit too much
gone
wheel in it or a
according
little
to
bit too much
plan.
throttle,
And you
it'll
wonder
snap and
now,
there's nothing there to
as you
catch you.
get late in this race,
And the
Kerwin and Salas,
the
where does
tire
their head
wall,
go?
the actual
4
wall of the
seconds
tire
and
is
change
much less than it
behind the
was
leader.
before.
You
So
start
with
looking
the
at
old
each
tires
other.
on
This is
the
really where
current
the
truck and Xfinity
tension
car or the old truck
starts to
cars,
build, not
you have a
only in the
lot more
minds of these
shoulder and a lot more
drivers, but
flex to play
the
with.
crowd here as
But
well.
on
And
these,
you
the
can
tire
already
wall
tell
is
that
like that
white
high
and
as
black
compared to
number
that
11
high.
machine of
So when
Vicente
you're on
Salas,
the edge,
he's
you're
already
putting all that
experimenting
load
with
onto the
lanes.
edge of
We've
the
seen him a
tire,
couple
and
times
it
in
snaps
1
out
and
from
2.
underneath
Go
you.
to the outside wall. That's progressive
Into the
banking
wall.
up there at 20 degrees, so
So
you can use it to your advantage.
it's challenging.
Put in just a
It
little more
can be
throttle.
good
He goes to
fun.
the bottom here in 1 and 2, but there he goes, sliding
I
up all the way
definitely
to the
do
wall,
miss
just
the
using
old car, though.
any bits
What
of
would-
clean
what would you
air,
say your favorite
anything that you can
generation
try
is?
differently to get closer to Casey
mid-2000s.
Kerwin, but you're right. If
It's
a
like,
caution isn't flying the next
right
24
before the
laps or so,
COT, like
it's this fight for second, and these drivers have put on
like
a
the
whale of a season. Salas, I mean, his
2007
first championship for
NASCAR
appearance,
Cup
first
car.
time being here on stage. He's had
That-
a lot
I
to
mean,
overcome
1,000
over the
horsepower,
last few
skewed
weeks.
bodies.
And that Phoenix win was a statement
Sounded
for him
wicked.
at the end of 2025.
So I think that's
to
what's
get here
running
to this very moment.
this week
I
on
mean, it's going to be a hard fought
Tal-
effort. I don't think
Talladega.
that these drivers
You
are
have
not
those
going to give their
cars,
110%, even though they see Wilson out in
the
the
Chevy
distance.
and Ford, the Chevy
It's
Impala
worth
and the
noting
Ford
you saw the
Taurus
Pioneers
on
flag in the
iRacing.
audience. All 4
Did
of
not
the
want to buy
drivers
the
in this
2007
championship four
such.
representing
I didn't want to spend more money.
different teams. Stephen Wilson with
Real.
Spire Motorsports, Novak
iRacing's
with
damn
Channel
good, but man.
199, Casey Kerwin with the Pioneers,
It'll lighten
and
up your wall
Vicente
for you.
Salas with Canon Esports.
Shit, my
Not
subscription
only
runs
are
out
we on a
like October
historic
25th. It's a
run,
good thing
which
I'll
it has
have
been
something
a
else
year
to
of broken
occupy.
records, but we are
I do,
currently on a
I do month to
historic
month.
run of 6
I
different
pay month to month.
first-time champions consecutively.
So,
We've
Dean, are
never
you gonna
had
do
that
your
period of time at any
24/7
other
stream?
point in the history of this series. But we've also seen
Driver-thon.
6 different teams represented. amongst
24
those
hours at
champions.
Daytona.
That may still continue.
Driver-thon,
The
right?
Spire
Hear me
Motorsports
out.
car in P1 and
Right?
oh
I mean,
boy, they've
so
got the cutaway
the
shots to the
launches
trophy polished
on,
up on the side of the stage. 22
officially
laps
launched on the
to go.
14th,
The next
but
time
obviously
by,
it comes out
it's a look at Stevens
the
rig.
11th for those that get the
Nothing
gold edition,
out the
which I assume
windshield.
I'll be
We've
doing no
talked
matter
about
what.
history. Of course, Steven
if it
setting
launches,
the
like
new
Friday,
all-time single-season wins
Friday
record
night
this
into
year
Saturday
in
morning,
2025, and I think it was on the post
that might be a
show.
long day
Somebody
for me.
asked him, what's the next
That
target?
might be a
And he
very long
said,
day for me.
I don't want
Might
Ray
have to-
Alfala to
might
be
have to
the
stay
only
up for that.
multi-time champ anymore. We haven't called somebody a two-time
long
series
night
champ
into a long
since
day.
Alfala back in 2012. He went on to win 4, but that has just been a benchmark that has
We'll
not
be
been
right there with
attainable.
you.
And that is very clear.
Yeah,
Once
the
he got number 7,
ALDS
that was the goal that he was going after.
1 a.m.
He does it
Pacific
tonight,
Standard
he can hang on
Time.
with the race win.
Well,
This-
even if, take away the championship that
Saturday.
potentially could come
This
here tonight,
Saturday.
4 straight championship
So that's
because
Friday
that is
night
not
going into
done
Saturday
by
at
accident.
1
That's
a.m.
done from a driver who
And
has
then
not
that
only
same
put in the work
day-
to be great, but has also executed in the right
we
ways
have
to win races,
our
to be
NASCAR
up there. And, thinking in the
2025
next-gen
block
era where in the NASCAR
Hey,
world that has
it's good-
created
it's good to stay busy.
unpredictability, in
The
this
Vegas
NASCAR
Inferno
world that
pit
created
stop
so many
here
different winners. I mean,
at
last season
Petrol.
we had double-digit
If you're
different
local
winners
Las
that took the
Vegas,
checkered flag, whether it be
you're
new
here
drivers winning
Saturday,
for the first
you'll be
time
the-
or
one of the
old
first
legends
of
getting
many
back to victory
to try
lane.
out
This
NASCAR
season has
2025.
showed us that it has been
for everyone
Stephen
else.
Wilson
And all of
and
it.
Stephen Wilson only.
Is there
in his own
anything else
category.
exciting we
He's
can tell
just
him is
gotta
gonna
pray
happen
that he can
Saturday?
Hold on for the next 20 or so
Say what
laps.
now?
Good
Is there anything else exciting that we can tell him is going to happen Saturday?
Christopher Hill, I believe, down the inside. That might actually be Cody.
We're doing
Bias, but
giveaways?
One of those few
Oh.
Apex
We do have
Racing
giveaways?
Chevrolets
We have
and
giveaways,
Daniel
so
Falkenham
some
right
of
in
you
front.
or
Those
one of
two
you
may be
lucky
able to go at it
people
back to turn
watching
one. They've
on
been
Kick
different lines over the last
will
couple
get a
laps.
brand
He's
new
jumping up to see the number
copy
50 machine
of
engaged in a
NASCAR
battle. That's Quincy
2025
Morgan
for
and Dylan Duval.
Xbox or PlayStation.
15th and
Hey,
16th on the racetrack. Zach
Nice,
Novak
nice.
is right there.
How will they
in the
enter that?
conversation in the number
How are they
2
entering it?
machine.
Yeah.
Just ahead
Oh,
of
yeah.
those cars, right up on the outside line, and the Channel 199.
Putting you on the
machine
spot.
got the
How are they gonna enter?
setup
They're
shop
probably
colors
just gonna do a
on board.
command. We're gonna wheel it.
Outside, hold
Go
on.
by.
One
Why do we
spot,
do
he wants
everything?
to go for the
Oh,
two for
we're
one
gonna bring
special.
back the
Down
fucking the
inside,
sub wheel.
Norman,
Every
making
5
two spots
gifted is a
lead
2X
for Zach
chance.
Novak. That is up to the number 15.
And if you buy a shirt, you get a 5X.
Yeah, buy a shirt, gift a sub, give 5 subs, buy a sponsored product, and we're gonna add more names to the fucking list for you. That's how we're doing it.
Especially at the exit of 3 and 4,
Boom.
you got to be so patient to get
You
back
could
into the
technically
throttle because
buy
that car gets so upset.
a
You
tub
bounce
of
up
G
the hill, you
Fuel
go into that outside wall,
for
and then all of a sudden, whatever
$35
momentum you had is
and end up
basically
winning
gone
a
at that
$7
point.
game.
So you really got to
could.
toe the thin line.
You could
And
buy
for Quentin Warman just got a little
a
too
t-shirt
overeager
for
there on the gas
$39.99.
pedal. Look at this fight inside the
And
top
you could
6.
end up
I mean, we
winning
mentioned
a
Ryan
$70
Lewis was kind
game.
of at the front end
And
of
then
this
you
group.
can wear
He's
your
sort of falling back. Parker White is moved his way
I
into
was about to say
third. And how
NASCAR.
about Graham Bowen, the other
Then you
end
could be
of the
wearing
field,
your
sitting
Inferno
behind your
Racing
spot.
shirt
Struggled a bit
while
over the course of
driving
2025,
your
but really
favorite
turned things up
NASCAR
midway, got a
Inferno
few top
team
15,
virtually
top
that
10
you make
finishes, and
on
now looking
NASCAR
to close out
25.
2025 with another solid finish tonight.
And something that's just
Because
ahead of
I'm
this.
assuming they've kind of mentioned I've been doing this a lot recently with games. People will probably hate me. I've been doing this with movies and games. I have tried to avoid all trailers, spoilers, everything. I've been trying to go into games here recently, like straight blind, just to enjoy it. So I've heard that NASCAR 25 is supposed to be a lot like 05 Chase for the Cup, where you can kind of build your own team and have a lot more control in the back end and stuff like that. So you could theoretically build your own team.
You could theoretically build Inferno.
You could. And the first person to do it might theoretically win something.
Underneath the overarching discussion of this
Gotta go bathroom.
championship is the battle for the race win may still
I
be on.
had to do that too.
Hopefully by the time you'll come back, there's going to be a yellow banner across the stream.
Yeah, you've got about 15 laps, so 30 seconds a lap. You got about 5 minutes.
He would try to go side by side, and even further behind, Tucker Minter and
Please
Ryan
give
Lewis
us
is
a
still
yellow.
trying to figure out where they're going to be at sort of the back half
I would
of
love-
this
I would
top
love
10.
some
Really good
excitement
moves in this group, but yeah, for Strauss,
It's gotta get
he's
exciting.
got a lot to
I don't
put
know, we're pretty-
onto this
everyone's
field,
pretty
and
strung
especially
out.
with
This
the car
is
that he's
like-
had over this run. I wouldn't be surprised if he tried to put
You know,
the fight to
the last
Wilson,
couple
but
weeks have
we'll
kind
see.
of been
Strauss
wreckfest.
won here back in
They've gotten
2023,
a
being
little
played
out of
big
hand.
time spoiler
It is,
at
you know,
Homestead-Miami,
for a traditional
so there
NASCAR
could
fan, like, this
very
has been a
well
good
be
race. There's
different
been comers and
change in the
goers.
tide
There's
for
been,
Strauss to get another Cup
ample
Series
overtaking
dub,
for
but
position. I
all
think
just
it's
a
just
matter
kind
of
of the
time, and
Steven
as this battle
Wilson,
continues on, and
you know,
I just
domination
love at
arc.
Homestead Evans
Yeah.
seeing all the different lines. The drivers basically on the edge of grip now. The tires that they put on.
But all it
midway are
takes is
starting
somebody
to
that's
fall
not
off.
in the
They're
chase,
starting to find
Bowen,
where the extra
that
grip is. And look at that.
maybe
Three different lanes used in those
just,
three positions
kinda
in the fight
tanks
just
it
for top
for
5
somebody.
territory.
Yeah, we've seen
The giveaway is
championship
happening, I
race in
think,
this
during
series go to a couple of
the
different
launch party
racetracks.
event.
With the
Yes, it will be
Texas
during the launch party,
21,
which is going to be this Saturday from 7 p.m. Pacific
Homestead-Miami is where
time
the championship
to
in this
10
series
p.m.
belongs.
Pacific
I
time.
know a lot of people
So
really
stay
excited
tuned
that
for the stream
Cup
during
Series is
7
gonna be
to
headed
10
back
p.m.
there,
for your
next
chance
year,
of winning.
close to you at your hometown track, so that's convenient
Ooh, that
for
microphone.
you as well.
You know, we need to get them some Shure microphones. That would not be sounding like that if they had these wonderful Shure mics.
The best seat in the house. Her grandson Stephen Wilson, who is right, call it 5-6 feet in front of her on stage. He has been dialed in. He's got the jib camera about 4 feet from his cheek. Doesn't blink, locked in. He is on a mission and now is almost inside of the final 10 laps. He's been in this position before. This is not new. to Stephen Wilson. He went through this process, won the live finale back in 2023. So he has gone through this before, and you can tell the experience.
You know, it's funny.
So I think my only complaint is that every year championship races at Miami. Why don't they change it up at all?
Coming back here because Stephen Wilson
in my opinion, it's the best track that they can conceivably go to. Thank God we're not doing the championship race in Phoenix. That was a snoozer last week outside of the Wreck Fest. I think Homestead is like the ultimate driver track. You know, like I said, you can, if you're a short track guy and you want, you're good at wrapping the bottom, you can wrap the bottom here. If you're a dirt track guy, you can put it up on the fence and wrap the wall. Anything in between that, you're not, it's multi-lane, so you're not entirely inhibited by dirty air. Like we've seen with Vicente Salas,
the stats aren't going to show it
38th up into P10. You can make moves here that you wouldn't otherwise be able to make anywhere else. And it is very difficult. It looks very simple, but it is very difficult.
Strauss has closed in a little bit more. It's 0.8 of a second. I still don't think it's close enough to be threatening as you drop back down to the number 8 position. Zelensky,
still no yellow.
He's somebody who could basically book a condo here in Charlotte for this championship.
Giveaway for
one of the best drivers this
Already
race
answered
has ever seen, with something to prove to close
Kill!
out his
Oh!
on a good note.
There it is. Oh, he saves it.
22.
He saves it.
Hang on. Yes, he
that
does.
Very
So
nearly was the
contact in
yellow that we were
turn
looking
4,
for.
And the Wilson camp
Kerwin has had enough.
Sigh of relief because that was almost
I think Stephen Wilson's
That's
family will be inviting Bobby Zelensky to the Christmas dinner this year.
And you can tell Kerwin was
That was
just
a hell of a
getting
save.
every bit of asphalt that he could on the inside of the racetrack.
Again, not easy to do.
And that's not, I don't think that's necessarily an isolated incident. That can happen for any position on the track
You're
right
in the
now.
middle of a slide, you can easily overcorrect.
For those of you
This
hoping for a
car's
bit of
pretty
chaos,
twitchy. You can go
there's
right
still
up
a
in the wall
chance.
and create mayhem.
Still 10 laps
I
left.
think Wilson may have not
Hey, he's so
been
far
told to lose by
ahead,
his
it's
spotter
not gonna
because I
matter
think
what
they would
happens
give him a little
behind
more
him.
stress.
Well,
Inside
the
10
funny
laps
thing
to
is,
go now,
Stephen
we
Wilson
stay
could,
caution free.
put it in
Selective
complete
information.
conserve
Yeah,
mode
let's not relay things
and finish
that are
7th and still win the
stressful
title.
unless they're absolutely
Like
needed
that's
to
how
get a tip
far
of the
ahead
cap
he is
to
of
Bobby
everybody
on
else.
Hanging on to that one. Well, we're bringing Ryan Vargas back to the desk with us. It is closing time in Homestead. 10
Closing
laps to go.
time.
You've been watching the race. I'll call it intermittently because I did see you over
Don't
there
have to
at
go
NASCAR
home, but you can't
25.
stay here.
What are your thoughts so far and how this one's been shaking out?
He knows.
I think it's just been the Stephen Wilson show up front. He's been stinking it up. But I mean, nonetheless, everybody's trying to throw as many haymakers
I know,
as
I
they
think
can. Casey Kerwin, we saw
I could
right
be
there,
wrong,
he's
but I
being
think this
really
is
aggressive,
the first race
trying
of
to
the
make up
season
that track position.
where
Right,
it's
we
gone
talk about all
green the whole
season track
way.
position.
And I was saying to Zach while
Stephen
you were in
Wilson,
the
drop
little
of the
boys'
green,
room,
he's had this thing in control.
that kind of sounded really
He currently
had
sits
came out.
3.5
But
seconds back. You can tell
you were in the
that he has
bathroom.
turned up the
I was saying,
intensity.
oh god,
It
he's
is
got the
gonna be a
CSGO
lot
knife
more
out.
takedown
After
from
the
those
last couple of
championship
weeks of kind of playing the Wreck
competitors,
Fest,
and that may come
it's like
at the
nice
liberty of some of the other drivers
see,
that are around
you know,
him. So he's
not
up to 7th
yellow,
against
yellow,
Salas,
yellow,
still
yellow,
9th.
but
Novak in the number 14
I mean,
position.
I mean,
This time by
this is a
looking at
NASCAR race,
8
right?
and
Like this
7
happens sometimes.
laps to
And
go
I'll say from the
in
driver's
this
perspective,
race.
these
The
are a lot
next
more enjoyable
position
than
for
the
Kerwin
snooze
to get
fast
up
wreck
to
fest
is the number
that
7
happened.
of Olot and Boson. That's a car that's not really going to just pull over and make it easy. Femi and Steven competing together.
Super zoom.
Microphone.
Oh, they're showing the replay. Oh,
Yeah, it would be huge.
they don't realize that they're showing a replay. Oh, that must be the live reaction.
There's that replay of the slide from Bobby Zelensky.
You don't realize it's a replay of
I
real
thought
life.
they were like the people were reacting to what was happening on the screen.
For the cash prizes again, we really haven't seen Fabio Altenbosen perform
I got doubled.
as
Man,
well
Casey
as
is
of
just
late,
driving it off
especially
into these
from
corners.
21st at Texas, 15th at Phoenix. His last good finish
He's
was
losing
3rd
so
at
much
Michigan.
speed.
What would be
So
happening
good
if they
chance for
trim
the
him?
7 car to get up, but Kerwin is
Guys, we
right
are
now
also
trying to get
live
back.
on YouTube.
He's probably
Make sure you
barking
guys
and
go
probably
like the video,
pissed right now
like
at
the
Femi,
live
because
over
Femi,
there right
he
now.
parked on the
Do
top
us a
because he saw
favor.
Casey running the top, and
We
now
don't
he parked
hate
on the bottom
puppies.
because he saw Casey
Not
running
the
the bottom. And
puppies.
he's just doing everything he can to play defense for his teammate here as we get down to these waning laps.
This time
That's a good point.
Call it 5 laps to
forgot
go
how to
in the
pronounce his name.
2025 season. The
Femi?
24
Femi, yeah.
down to the inside.
I was gonna say his last name, so I always say his last name.
Tried to make
Yeah.
it as difficult
But
as he
Femi,
could.
they're bringing up the
Kerwin
point here.
gets the
Femi's
spot,
playing
overdrives it
defense
into
on
turn number
Kerwin
1,
here to
into
keep
the
him away from
outside
Wilson.
wall in 1 and 2.
Yeah, but
The
it's
7 of
Garrett
Olot and
Will-
Boson back
Stephen
down to
Wilson's,
the
you know,
inside.
straight away ahead of
The
these guys.
24 is not going to give an inch. It is full
I mean,
go
but
right now.
every,
Those
if
are the
we get a
full
late yellow,
saves that
every
we've
position's
seen
going to
Kerwin
matter.
do. Even a bit of
So-
Vicente Salas, who run
You know,
all the way
anything short of
You
7
let the
intentionally
progressive
putting
banking carry
Kerwin
you
in a
across
wall.
the exit of the corner midway, and then you try and hope that the dirty air you deal for the driver
But a
behind
yellow
you is
stacks
enough
him back
to
up.
stick it through. There's Gigi watching on.
And like I was
as
saying,
Steven Wilson
I mean,
will
these guys
see
are on
3
40 some
laps to
old,
go from
40 some odd
Homestead-Miami. He's gonna
old lap
pray that
tires.
nothing happens, but he's
If you
put
if you throw on
the
newies,
flawless race, trying to
I
go
mean, you're
for the
gonna
second title,
fly
and he's
on
been
this restart
basically
like
the
you're
best
like
all
a hot
night
knife
long.
through butter.
And
So
what a year it's been for the
I wish
Steven
they would show
Wilson
the gap.
candidates.
They've only showed it
Started
one time for
week
the
one.
relegation. I
Race
think
win at the Daytona International
Malik is
Speedway
close.
to
I wish
start
they
the
would give
season
any
off.
kind of
He
inclination.
also went on
I don't
to
think he's-
take
I
home
don't think
the
he's making it.
segment 2 and 3
I don't think
wins
he's
during the
making it. He's
regular
currently at
season. That as
24.
well came with a little bit of money
4 to
also.
go.
And
But
of
it only
course, we
matters
talked
about the
it,
people behind
a
him.
record-setting
It only matters about the
7
people behind
race victories.
Yeah, but
This
last time
one,
they
if
showed
he
it,
can
he wasn't
close it out,
But if
maybe the
39th
biggest
finishes ahead of
of
him,
the
that
season.
doesn't matter. 'cause
And we
they're not
talked
close
about it
enough.
just a
So
little bit
it's-
ago.
It's really anybody's game
We
until
talked multiple-time
afterward.
champions.
There's-
There was only one, Ray Alfala. Right now, we're getting ready to
Ready to
witness
go.
history, not only in not of wins, but championships.
This may stay
Multi-time
green the
champion Steven
entire
Wilson.
time.
He is only 3 laps away from making it happen.
Coming into the year, we used to be able to say, no
You know,
driver had won as many races in a
when he
single
takes the white
season
flag,
as
this race will be
Nick
official.
Archer
But in all
had.
honesty,
That record was broken by Steven
you know,
Wilson
Vicente
this year.
Salas, I think
We have been
if
able
he
to
had
say
not
for,
that
call it
qualifying mistake is going to bug
14
him
years
to
now
Kingdom Come.
that there has been nobody who has
but
won
I mean,
real.
he's up to
Steven-
12th,
in this
too.
series.
Yeah.
From 38th.
You may not be able to
Eighth,
say that
actually.
in about 1
Was it
minute's
the
time,
eighth?
2 laps to go.
And
No,
Wilson was
oh, he
asked
is.
yesterday
Excuse me,
in
sorry.
media
Plus
day if
30,
it was
but
gonna need
for Steven
an 8th
Wilson,
win to win
7
this
wins on the
championship, he
season.
said yes, I think it will.
Yeah,
give
that's
him an
dominant.
eighth race
If
victory.
it's, you know,
He's gonna try and double down
the
on
spectacle
history
of
after
having the
beating
championship
Andre
floor
not
is
too
nice,
long
but
ago.
this is the guy
And there
that's
it is.
dominated this
White
season.
flag from Homestead-Miami.
And that's
1.5
it.
Mile and a
miles
half.
left for
It's
Wilson
gonna
to
stay
capture
green.
Title number 2 in his Coke Series career.
Wow.
What a year it's been.
Don't
and what a
celebrate too
fitting
early.
end At a track in which he has been so dominant in, and in a season in which nobody has been able to compare. And we've already known that Steven Wilson has cemented himself on the list of
Well,
all-time greats just by winning
record-breaking
championship.
season.
A top 5 driver in all-time wins.
I mean, just
one of the
looked
drivers
phenomenal.
Who's
He's
been in
waving
this
himself
series longer
on.
than anybody else.
Perhaps
But
the
welcome
greatest
to the party
season in
alongside the
eNASCAR
best of the
iRacing
best,
Coca-Cola Series
because
history.
Ray
Don't lose it just
Alfala
yet.
no longer stands alone.
And it's official.
As
Steven
the
Wilson is
only
your champion.
multi-time champ. Wilson is the 25 eNASCAR
And just
champion
think,
and
he was the
becomes
champion
only
3 years
the
ago, or 2
second
years ago.
multi-time
Last season
champion
came up
in
one
eNASCAR
spot
Coca-Cola
short.
iRacing Series
Are we
history.
on the verge of a dynasty?
I see Gigi going crazy up at the front there. That golden
8
horseshoe,
wins
I think that was
in a
good luck
17
tonight,
race
wouldn't you say?
season?
Good luck and
That's
for a guy
insane, dude.
who has made his own luck for this year. I mean,
That's winning almost
what a
half the
drive
races.
for one of the best who has ever done it.
That's some good
Breaks
math.
the streak
Thanks.
of 6 consecutive first-time series
I had to carry the
champions.
zero on that one.
And when you are in any conversation
Man.
with Ray Alfala, who is a pioneer
For our guys,
in professional sim
I think
racing,
Mike always going to
you're
nose it
doing
into the wall.
something right. This
But
winning
for our
moment,
guys, I think
this
Michael should be safe.
championship
Still going to
moment
have to wait on
is brought
confirmation
you
to see if
by
Malik is above the
Coca-Cola,
relegation zone.
The official
It'll be close.
fan refreshment
I
of
can only hope
NASCAR.
that he got in, but it'll be really close. So they're going to do no step. Oh, careful, Femi. Oh!
And there's his teammate joining in on the fun. We mentioned the
I think they were going to try to do
dual
nose-to-nose
representation
burnouts.
for
And
Spire
also,
Motorsports.
Spire
Femi
is your team's
Watson
champion.
as well. It's
Now
a
Femi will
team
go.
title.
That nose
It
is
is
a little
a
punched in. That'll
driver
ruin the
title.
photo.
And now on stage, the family comes over to congratulate Steven, as well as his fellow competitors, Casey Kerwin, the first one over. To
We've had
congratulate
the
him.
chance to race against almost all the people up there.
It's an absolute clean
It was a lot of fun.
for Steven Wilson. What a drive, what a championship.
Wow, wow, wow.
I will say, they were running about 10 seconds faster than what I was doing at the time.
You made that look easy.
But I had
what
never
was
played
the most
before.
challenging
Hey,
part
that's
of
not
your
bad.
night?
Most challenging part was hitting that Q lap. You know, I got the pole there by almost a whole tenth, so really hit a great lap of my life. And you know, I've been hearing about luck this, luck that, golden horseshoe. Well, I kicked their ass tonight, so.
Hey!
Not wrong. All
Sorry to
season,
say you
really.
kicked their ass all season. How do you explain a season that puts you on the
Put me up
Mount
on stage.
Rushmore of this series
me the
of
mic.
iRacing? What has allowed
Yeah,
you
sure.
to
I'll
do
just have to
that?
take it away from you.
Yeah, you know, there's a lot of people I got to thank. You know, everybody at NFR setups. Jarrett Lieber helps me a ton. Works on Q. He
I
works
got
his
that,
butt
don't
off
worry, I got
to
that.
give us
You
the
sure?
speed we have each
That's what you
week.
said
And
last time.
I think our setup team finished 1 through 4 tonight.
Couldn't
so that
turn
just
the
shows
room
speed
against
we
me,
had.
man.
And,
Someone had to take the
shout out
ball.
to Donovan, my man, man, and Graham and Parker who finished right behind me as well. So really happy to have this team behind me, a great group of guys, and we won the last 3 championships, so we're proving to be pretty good.
You talk about all the support. You would not
He just
be
won
here without
$100,000.
this cheering section.
That
GG, they
man's
come
100,000
every year.
richer.
What does that mean to you?
Plus team
Yeah, it
points.
means everything. Not
Plus
only
team
these
points.
guys, but the ones back at
I
home,
mean, if
friends
you're here
and
in
family
Vegas,
back
that's
at home,
100K.
too. There's a lot
that.
of guys, a
Yeah,
lot of people who are
until
watching
Mr.
tonight,
Washington
so thank
comes
you.
in.
Thank you to all these
Takes
guys
his
who
cut.
showed up. Thank you to everybody at Spire.
Federal
everybody
takes a
in the
little bit,
family.
but
So,
it's not.
just appreciate it. It's a cool moment, and
I think it's like
happy to
30%.
celebrate now.
Well, he
You know,
actually
Gigi's
moved
mad
from
he moved
Iowa to
away
North
from
Carolina.
home.
I don't know what
Yeah,
the
I
state.
know,
If,
but
if
Oh,
it's
no,
your
they're-
first
come out
time,
here and
yeah,
watch
yeah.
me win a championship, so it's good, right?
Let's go celebrate that championship right now. Follow me. We got something to show you.
They had it on from like last week. They saw it coming. I mean, just lights out. Like even his championship competitors, you know.
So I'm assuming they'll present this with them, right?
Stephen to help present the trophy. We have
it is
Daniel
his trophy,
Goldstein
after all.
from Coca-Cola.
No, it's not gonna be
Daniel, what do
Dale
you
Walker.
think about a performance like that?
It's
It
some
was
Coca-Cola
never in
executives
doubt for
there
this
because
big
money.
trophy and this young man tonight.
Man, end to end all season. I mean, on behalf of Coca-Cola, congratulations on an historic season and winning the eNASCAR Coca-Cola iRacing Series
He rehearsed that in the mirror before he
Congratulations,
came
man.
today.
Yeah, you can
Amazing.
tell.
You get over there, we'll get a nice big picture. Stephen Wilson is your 2025 Coca-Cola iRacing NASCAR Series champion.
They can have a bit more enthusiasm. That's Midwest enthusiasm.
I love that he's wearing 2 hats.
So they get to. Yeah, lift it, right? He has to lift it.
Yeah, there they go.
Oh, he's gonna lift it.
I think it's pretty damn big,
It's a big trophy.
based on the old Winston Cup trophy, if I'm not mistaken. Nice little lift there.
Well, the celebrations will continue well into
Man, I gotta
the
say,
evening.
for-
We'll talk with the
for
rest of our
Vicente Salas
championship for drivers and
to come
more
from
as we
38th to
head
8th,
into the Sudoku Horse Race Report.
man,
But first,
he's gonna have a hard
let's
time
take
sleeping
look
tonight.
at
That
our
was a hell of a
Coca-Cola
race, too.
move of the race. Zelensky pits earlier through the green flag pit
Man,
circle.
just think
Would
how
become
this.
the race lead.
If Zelensky doesn't save it,
And on the fresh tires, it's
Um,
just power for
in that
Steven
contact with
Wilson.
Casey Kerwin,
Exemplary of the night that he's put
Yeah.
on.
Who
knows how this
Absolutely
race goes,
powerful
but
and is
Could have been
very
completely
patient
different.
in this
Silas
move.
could have
We've
came
seen the
back
moves through
and won it
flat
at that point.
traffic
Yeah.
and some
I mean,
of
that's
the
a
old-time
huge
cars that
strategy,
could get very
50-50,
frustrating
you know, at
for
that point,
Wilson.
and
He
even
just
fuel,
bided
I think,
his
was a bit
time,
question.
waiting for that moment, hung
Alright,
to the
Michael
bottom, and has been so
is
faithful to him
in
the
the waiting
entire
room.
race, and that is the move, Ryan, that will seal the
All right, y'all,
championship
we got
under strategy.
And not only that,
Zip chair
we talk
hot
about
seat
strategy,
coming
we
up
talk
for you
about
guys. We'll
that
talk
all
to
night long, but
our drivers,
this was a
kind of debrief with
champion
them on the
performance
race and in
from
the
Stephen
season.
Wilson. From the drop of the
Sticking
flag, I
around
mean,
for a little
honestly,
bit.
he mentioned it there in his interview. He won the pole by a 10.
Let's go ahead and get it queued up real quick. It's still connecting. Mm-hmm. Just retry it. Yeah.
Hey. It's spinning, it's spinning.
What?
I think it's because I'm in the race Zoom call. Let me leave that real quick.
Oh, we can hear you.
Oh, yeah. That would be why.
There we go.
Are you good? You're not getting pulled off for an interview, are you?
No, we should be good.
Okay. Wanted to make sure. I'm sitting over here refreshing points while we wait.
I think we're both good. I think we both made top 20.
God.
All right, Mr. Guest. First off, want to congratulate you on completing the season with Inferno. Obviously, I do agree with you. I think you are safe above the 20th place relegation zone. So congratulations to you on that. Just your thoughts on what seemed to be a bit of a tough race and your thoughts on the season as well.
Yeah, that was definitely our worst setup of the year, which was really unfortunate because Steven and his crew brought a really good setup, and so did some of the other teams. So it was tough battling all night. And of course, this was the one race where we didn't get, a random caution in the middle to shake things up. So of all races to not get the caution, this was definitely not one of them for Malik or I, because the setup just didn't handle good tonight. Was really hoping that, I mean, just like normal, I've always had the belief that qualifying doesn't matter too much here, and it's all about, the strategy and how you race, because it is easy enough to pass these days. But no, we could not turn in the middle of the corner and then was spinning off the exit of the corner. So I knew it was going to be a long one after lap 20 and seeing people start to get spread out. So then I just started looking at points and seeing where I needed to finish to make sure, one, I locked myself in, and same for Malik. We took opposite sides of the pit strategy there. I tried to pit really early, hoping that there would be a caution after everybody pit, and he tried to stay out, hoping that there would be a caution before everybody pit. And it didn't work out for either of us. So that's the way it goes sometimes. I'd say that's the first time that I feel like, at least this year, that we just have not had the car to perform. But overall, it was a pretty solid year for how many times, at least I got wrecked. Happy that even with a bad result tonight, we were able to not really have to worry about the top 20 or locking ourselves into next year. Yeah, just definitely a disappointing night, that's for sure.
And you guys, anything you want to add?
All right. Can you hear me, Mike?
Yep, I got you.
Okay, cool, perfect. Well, I mean, I don't have a lot of ball knowledge.
Wheel knowledge.
Wheel knowledge as these two. So mine's just gonna be a thank you so much for representing the brand as strong as you did throughout the year. It's been a pleasure watching you compete against other drivers, getting to know you in person, and at Kansas City. And dude, you've helped Inferno out for our first season so much. And so on behalf of us, thank you again for representing Inferno to your best possible way. And I'm proud of you, man.
Yeah, man. I know we've said it so many times throughout the year, but this was truly a new experience. Me and Malik have both been doing this a long time, and this year was like no other. I've never felt really connected to a team before. I've never really felt, one, the personal connection, but just that you guys care. So this year was the coolest thing to be a part of this group. Couldn't appreciate the opportunity enough. It's crazy, all the stuff that we did this year, and even getting to be teammates with Malik. How we worked this year. I feel like it was just a really fun year. And like I said, I hate that tonight didn't go the best, but I'm glad that overall things worked out pretty well, I think. Obviously want to be in the playoffs for next year. However, just preparing for next year now is the next step. I really hope that, tonight isn't any kind of indication of how we'll run next year or anything like that. I think our overall performance this year spoke volumes to what we can do for next year. So definitely looking forward to it, and I'm glad, I at least locked myself into next year. It's always, I know Malik will say the same thing, but it's a different grind having to do that series where you have to qualify in again. So I can't complain. I'm in a good mood right now.
What's going to be your strategy going in now that the season's going to start in May and not February? So we got an extra few months to kind of realign yourself for the next season. What's going to be your strategy to get that realignment so you hit the ground running?
Yeah, it's of course being sharp before the season starts. This will obviously be the longest break we've had. I luckily haven't had to do that qualifier series in like 6 or 7 years. But normally we only have about a month of a break, so this time's going to be different. It's a full, 6-7 month break, which is really weird to think about. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with myself.
A lot to be fixed.
Yeah.
Yeah. You'll definitely see me online on iRacing a lot. I've always said it's the main thing I play, even when the series isn't going on. There aren't a ton of these pro guys that really play iRacing as a video game, but it's definitely the main thing that I do. So you'll definitely still see me around if you're on iRacing.
Well, listen, I got into a lobby with Graham, so if I get into your lobby, I'm coming for you.
Oh yeah, man, I'm looking forward to it. We need to get you in there.
Well, thank you, Michael. Thank you for an amazing first year of getting us into the eNASCAR Coca-Cola iRacing series. Big thank you for myself, from all of us here and all of us not here that have been on the watch longs all year. And thank you for everything, man.
Make sure you get you that pizza and Sprite.
And
Michael,
the pizza.
Oh man,
Michael,
we're on
one
our way.
more.
We couldn't get it before the race.
One more thing, bro. One last time for at least this season. This is why I fuck with you heavy, dog.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah.
Yeah. All right, Mike. Take care, brother.
Bye, buddy.
Yeah, I'll see you guys.
Bye,
Ciao.
man.
Man, he's starting to cry. I thought I was gonna cry.
I was gonna say I thought like I heard him choke up a little bit. I was like, oh shit.
All right.
I'm a sympathetic.
Are we
crier, so-
dragging Malik in?
Malik is not in.
All right. I have some updates on the standings while you handle that. Finishing the season with 313 points, Malik Ray finalizes. He has made it into next season.
He was last one in
20th place.
Yeah.
Coming in with a whopping 333 points, which, hey, this is good luck. This is a good luck sign. 333, Ides of March, good luck sign for next year. Coming in 16th place, Michael Guest.
Isn't the Ides of March like?
Yeah, it's a bad thing.
I was gonna say.
But it's a warning. The Ides of March is a warning, but it's a good thing. So big congratulations, Mike. I wish you were still in here. They just updated it. Sorry, buddy. Congratulations.
Where did we wind up in the teams championship?
Teams, that was players. I honestly didn't pay attention to teams. Teams, we finished 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9th.
Okay.
We finished 9th in team points. Yeah, when a team has 8 wins, it's that's rough.
Mr. Ray, can you hear us?
How you doing, man?
Hey, first and foremost, they did update the points. Congratulations.
I thank you. I appreciate it. I was not wanting it to be that close at all.
Yeah, I had us worried there for a sec.
Yeah, you got it by a whopping. You beat Graham by 6 points.
Yeah, I thought that it was do or die going into the last turn, but like I was doing the math, so like I already knew like how many spots that Graham had to beat me by, and he was beating me by that on lap 12, not lap 12 when we had 12 to go.
Mm-hmm.
But then I lost track of that, so then I was like, is he like? Do I need to wreck this guy or? That's why I asked yesterday. I was like, is it do or die or not, bro?
Hey,
I don't
well,
want to just wreck the guy for no reason. But I mean, like, if I needed that spot, like, I was gonna wreck myself trying. So
go get it.
I wonder what the penalty for that would be.
Well, I guess we'll
not
never
a
know.
damn thing.
Well, I guess we'll never know. Mic drop. But obviously, congratulations to you for making it top 20 in the points. Just your thoughts on today's race and the season as a whole.
I felt like I had a really strong start, and then I just started getting. I had a really strong start, and then I started to get like I'll say like I didn't like prep as much as far as qualifying, and then it like showed up in the races because then I'd be starting like 25th or 30th or whatever. Then I'd be putting myself around bad people, and then I would end up getting crashed. But I mean like like towards the end of the season, I started to lock in on it again because I didn't have a choice, and I started to qualify better, and I was running better, and in return, I mean, it just barely paid off, I guess, for the last race.
So going into the new season, knowing that you've had those mid-season woes, you've got more time to prepare. What is your game plan during this off season to prepare for that?
I just got to stop getting so relaxed after like the 4th or 5th race. I just got to like stay to it. I always have strong starts, and then whether like I'll start and like end up in the back, and then I'll start getting crashed and stuff like that. So I just got to learn to just lock in for like a whole season.
And then the second follow-up question, who's the co-pilot there?
Her name is Tokyo. I've had her for like 3 or 4 years, so she's very calm. She never bothers me during the races. She only comes like after like I'm done, and she always seems to know like when I get done. Like after I'm done somehow. I don't ever call her over here. Like she just shows
Better
up.
than my cat. My cat sits on my feet the entire time. I'll be in the middle of a race. He'll just jump up on my feet.
That's a good spot.
That.
All right. Well, like I said before, I don't have wheel knowledge. Fixed it. But Malik, from everyone here at Inferno, man, I want to thank you for representing the brand to your fullest throughout the whole year. It's been an absolute pleasure just, one, getting to know you in Kansas City, getting to know you in general, two, watching you race, represent the brand, wearing your heart on your sleeves, bro. I cannot say more than enough. Thank you so much for representing Inferno to your fullest ability. And just, dude, getting out there, man, having that swag out there, dog. Yeah. So I appreciate you, dude, and thank you so much, bro. It's been a pleasure.
Appreciate you guys a lot, man. I appreciate you guys like taking like a chance on me and picking me up because I was on probation at the beginning of the year, so I appreciate you, like just hearing me out and giving me an opportunity because I just appreciate it, and I love the Kansas trip. Like it was cool, like meeting all of you guys, you and Fight and Panda, and it was just great. I just enjoyed all of it. So I appreciate you guys, and I appreciate you guys not giving up on me in the middle of the season because I know it was pretty bad, right? And after I got suspended. But all in all, I'm gonna be back next year.
Yep. Yes,
Type
you are.
shit.
Type shit,
TS,
bro.
TS.
Fuck that type shit. Hey, Malik, one final time, brother. This is why we fuck with you heavy, dog.
Hell yeah, man. I appreciate it.
Hell yeah, man. Hey, you enjoy the rest of your night, bro. Thank you so much again, brother.
Bye, buddy. Guys, man. Thank you.
Thank you, bro.
Deuces.
Yeah.
That's a wrap. That's 2025.
Oh no. Nope. Saved it. Oh. See that? You didn't see that? You didn't see shit.
Didn't see what?
You didn't see anything. You didn't see nothing.
Nothing.
That is a stick.
Hope he didn't see nothing. That'd be a little weird.
He secured a spot
This isn't
before
that kind of
this race,
stream.
But also leave the season with a really
Hey,
solid
we are in
3-7,
Vegas.
good top 10 result. That's got to carry a lot of momentum in the next year.
You didn't do the Malik shake, no.
Do the Malik shake.
Also have the driver champion. Parker White won that
Good
title
Lord.
last year.
All right, that's it.
That's a wrap. That's 2025.
2025, first year.
It's
been a great ride, man.
Yeah. I mean, the highs, almost getting that win at Talladega with Malik. Who knows what could have been had Atlanta been left on the schedule? I think that's especially for us one of the biggest what ifs.
Yeah.
With two of the best, super speedway racers on the service. But all in all, we finished 9th in the team's championship. It was a close 9th. We were really almost inside the top 5. And for a first year hitting the ground running, I think there's a lot to be proud of.
Hey, 9th out of what, 20 teams?
20. Yeah.
Not bad for our first year.
Too shabby.
It's been it's been great from Razor Store, 3EP, Petrolhead, the Global Gaming League. I'm not missing anything, am I? That's it. That's all the venues, right? Kansas, right? Man, it's been a great journey from the start when we were doing watch parties online to in person to flying out to Kansas City.
Flying to Dallas.
Flying to Dallas. It's been crazy, bro. It's been crazy. It's been a ride. Shout out Kick for putting us on the front page throughout the entire season. Shout out to all our partners from Petrohead, 3P, GGL, etc. that I mentioned for just hosting us. And shout out to everyone who just
the biggest thing for me
helped
was
us
just a
along the way.
confidence thing.
Yeah, I mean,
Indeed.
also
The
shout
more
out
and
to
more I went
both
through the year, the more
Ray
comfortable
from
I got in
NASCAR,
these
Otto from
situations,
iRacing.
and, the better I started to drive,
Some great
I feel
guys
like
that
my
we've had the
speed was
pleasure of
always
meeting
there.
and
I
working
just
with.
really wasn't executing the way
Yeah, stay
I needed
tuned.
to, and just as I
NASCAR
got
25
more comfortable,
drops.
I
We'll be live
thought to
this
show
Saturday.
what I
On
think I'm
Saturday.
capable
Yep.
of.
Saturday at 7 p.m., right?
Pacific time.
Pacific time to 10?
Yep.
10 p.m.
And we're giving away coats.
And maybe some more. Who knows?
You have to tune in to find out.
Are we closing?
I think so.
Yeah,
I think this is it.
All right.
I definitely
I want to
blew them
stay,
out of the
but
water.
you guys
I mean,
want to go.
top 20
All right.
is always the
Peace,
goal,
love.
but
We'll
the
catch you
thing on the
guys
back end,
this
the guys
Saturday
that
at 1
just,
a.m.
like, go from
PST
where
for
our
the
cars were last year. I mean, you
ALGS
finished
Regional
39th and
Finals,
40th
Apex
cars
South
respectively.
watch
The
party.
turnaround on the back end, the turnaround
1 a.m. to
Kick.com
4
slash
a.m.
Vegas
I
Inferno,
just couldn't
baby.
be prouder with
See you
know,
guys
what we
there.
managed.
What happens in Miami? Never had me. What happens in Miami? Never had me. I'ma hit this hotel. There's a party in that lobby. But be careful who you mess with. Cause the hotel, everybody. Miami, where all that ash from. And the girlfriend's got one too. Now it ain't my birthday, baby, but I wanna see you and her in your birthday suits. I was like, hey, she was like, yo. I was like, bowling. She was like, so. Wanna hit BTs, wanna hit Scarlets, wanna hit Tootsies, baby, let's go. She was more like Inca, I'm talking about a killer. I put her on the mic, beat it up like Thriller. She the best friend, said bring one more. Another bad one, you already know for sure. Miami, these girls speak my language. Russian roulette, sexy. Body speaking Spanish. Damn, I love Miami. Damn, Miami loves me. Damn, I love Miami. There's nothing, trust me. I got big decisions. I got two brunettes and a blonde one. On the yacht getting butt booty naked. Nah, that's Miami problem. They titties look just like Baywatch, but they ass from the 305. You can do a lot on Deco Drive, or you can do a lot on my Deco now. She said, hey, I said, dímelo. She was too hot, I couldn't say no. So I closed the tab, jumped straight in the car when I'm straight Coyote, yeah, straight to the mo. She was like a Rico when I was all in her. And if you go to Kendall, they all Kendall Jenners. Now you out of towners know what time it is. 305, welcome to the crib. Down, I love Miami.